I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully. But disrespectfully is disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little bro them. And I'ma tell them where I'm at. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. Good evening, good people. It is I, the Maze Mad Man. We are here to watch the Orange Bowl. Yeah, the Orange Bowl live tonight. Two teams that I wish could both lose. But if I'm picking the lesser of two evils, and this is just my opinion, and what I have to deal with on the social medias and all of that, I'm not rooting for anybody. Let me be clear right there. I'm not rooting for either one of these teams. But the lesser of two evils to me is Penn State. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Shout out to my guy Cam, who's already here. My guy Mike Layton, already here. Hello, everyone. You said Pedo State. I did. um, I just have to choose between the lesser of two evils, and in my opinion, this is that. Because what I would have to deal with on X, for instance, is bloviated from that Notre Dame fan base. I cannot. By the way, you guys already know who I'm rooting for tomorrow. Shout out my guy Dexter Green, who's in the building. He's a member. You should become a member as well. My guy Ronald Embry in the building, also a member. Salute, sir. Jerry Sandusky, you know what? The Jack Sawyer's tears. Yeah, I know. That's why. But I got to do it. They have to win today, just to save me the possibility. Here's the craziest thing, man. As a Michigan fan, there is a distinct possibility that the other state could make it to the championship game and play Notre Dame. And that is certainly not what I want to happen. I don't want either one of those teams within a game of the championship. So I'm hoping Texas takes care of business tomorrow, and then Penn State takes care of business today. And then I understand all of those people out there who are saying the SEC, Big Ten, whatever. I think it would be hilarious if Texas beats Penn State in the championship game. Number one, because Texas really isn't an SEC school. This is their first year in that league. And if they win it in the first year of that league, I think it's a finger in the face, a thumb in the nose to people, the fans of Alabama and Georgia, those traditional SEC powers. Just like it would have kind of been a thumb in the nose to the Big Ten if Oregon had won it. Honestly, the other state kind of did the conference a favor in not letting the first year interloper come through, win the national championship. Now, granted, they did win the Big Ten, so at least they got that. But I just can't. I wouldn't be able to deal with the other state or Notre Dame winning this championship. That's just me. Shout out to Dexter Green, who feels the exact same way. Shout out to Dexter Green. I knew somebody was on the same page that I'm on. The other state plays Notre Dame. I wish for a meteorite to just drop on the field. Shout out to that, man. Absolutely. Hook 'em horns. Yes, sir. Definitely a Texas fan tomorrow. The biggest Texas fan in the world tomorrow. I'm a Michigan fan that's originally from South Bend. Whew. I don't like either team, but my non-biased opinion, I think Notre Dame is winning. So I can respect that. I actually, and this is taking all bias out of it, I do think Penn State is going to win this game, because even though Notre Dame beat Georgia, which I also picked Notre Dame to beat Georgia, I thought that they were very, very one-dimensional in that sense. Shout out to my guy Connor of Week 0. I'm also simulcasting to Week 0, so anybody from the Week 0 fan base that's in the comment section, shout out to you guys. But yeah, I thought Notre Dame was very one dimensional, um, and that's why I think Penn State is going to win today. I hope that they were watching that game and can cook up something to stop the run game of Notre Dame. If not, then they deserve to lose. Drew Aller is ready for this game. I believe that. Drew Aller, by the way, the best quarterback in this game by a long shot. And has one of the prettiest deep balls, pause, in college football. If they allow him to throw it, he also has one of the best weapons in Warren. He has a two-headed monster in the backfield. Penn State has a lot of things working in their favor, honestly. Put a dollar on the other state so they lose. Yo, that's a fact. Um, I So I've been doing pretty well, like with my parlays and things like that. It's just my personal betting. Although I did get $20 off the Maniac. Shout out to my guy, the Maniac, who picked Boise State to beat Penn State. That's crazy. John Diadamo, everyone of Michigan at Voice of College Football. Be sure to follow them. Subscribe to that channel. Be sure to follow John. We just had a Avengers Assemble, our very first Avengers members only show. That was a hit. Shout out to everybody, every one of you that was there, anybody that's a member. I'm upset, no doubt, John. John, who you want to win tonight? Who are you going with tonight? It's important. Shout out to Keegan. I can't, man. So StreamYard does not allow me to see the actual emoji, and it comes up like this: popcorn, yellow stripe, smile. It's stupid. If I was on YouTube, I would be able to see that. I'm positive of it, but we don't always get what we want. But yeah, let's talk about it, guys. Who do you have winning? By the way, the link is in the chat. For anybody that wants to come up, join the conversation, feel free. It is a call-in show. This is your show as much as it is anything tonight. So be sure to jump on up. Let me know in the comment section who y'all got. I told you what I'm doing. I got Penn State. I actually have football reasons as well. It's not just that I want Notre Dame to lose. So shout out to that, man. Keegan has joined. Keegan, what's good?
What up? What up?
What up, sir? Who we going with tonight?
I got Notre Dame, and I'm pulling for Notre Dame.
Okay, okay. I can deal with that. You just don't want James Franklin anywhere near that championship, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons for that. There's um, well, actually, both teams are on the recruiting turf.
Yep. Yep.
I guess. What up, Cam? That's Cam, right?
That's Cam. What's good, Cam?
What's going on, y'all?
Not much.
Just trying to get this party started, man. What you got for us, Cam?
Absolutely.
Um, I don't like none of the teams, so I'm gonna speak of football and what I seen.
Right.
Notre Dame defense is scary.
It is.
It's scary, but I believe if Penn State can control the quarterback, that's the key of the whole game because he can pass and run. If they control him, that gives them more possession on the offense. Because if Notre Dame can run the ball, it's going to be a long day for the Penn State defense.
I
I
agree.
believe.
I agree with that. And they're getting Jeremiah Love, who a lot of people thought would be out of this game, is apparently healthy enough to play in this
Yeah.
game, and he's a home run hitter. Definitely can't let him loose. Those are definitely things that work in the favor of Notre Dame. That run game is strong, and the quarterback
Yes.
Riley Leonard, and specifically, he's been killing it with his legs. Honestly, he killed Georgia with
Mhm.
his legs, uh, and he is definitely a threat.
And that
You,
was the key. And on a serious note, I would like to see, hypothetically, if we had an offense to see what these four teams, besides Texas, the three teams besides Texas,
right?
to go up against our defense. I would love to see that because what I've seen with Michigan in the last 4 or 5 games is taking away their best player.
Yeah,
So, can these teams that's playing right now take away each other best player?
Yeah, I think that is a question. That's definitely a good observation. So for if you are Notre Dame, and this is a question to both of you guys, if you're Notre Dame, who's the player on Penn State you're looking to take out of the game?
Tight end.
Yeah, Tyler Warren for sure for me.
Tight end. I'm doubling him. I'm treating him like an NFL player. I'm treating him like an NFL player. And I think people didn't understand that's what Wink did against Smith and
I'm going to
oh
say
boy
run game before the first play. Go ahead.
and before the and Alabama. They took
Right.
away their best player. They make you and if you can know to this, Maze, when you have college quarterbacks, they like to go to their first read and their second read. They don't like to, go to their progressions and throw out to the backfield to get yardage. They want big plays.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that. And Keegan was right, by the way. Penn State starts the game off with a run.
Yeah, I think Penn State could be able to run the ball. I think that's the matchup that they're looking for. I don't see much of an advantage. It's pretty balanced with the passing attack. If Penn State can run the ball, I think Notre Dame could be in trouble.
Hmm.
And I think Cam was right. The quarterback run for Notre Dame is the key for them.
That was a very smart play right there.
Yeah, the screen. Yeah,
That was nice.
yeah. I wish we'd run some screens. That'd be nice.
Man, Michigan it just didn't listen. Not I think we could count on one hand the amount of running back screen plays we saw this year from Michigan. That's kind of
You
crazy.
well, yeah. At least two hands, you definitely could.
Right.
And one of those games was like three running back screens in one game.
Yeah.
Not sure which one it was. It might have been Indiana, but they don't run the running back screen. All they do is the bubble screen, which we have smaller receivers, and
Right.
we didn't have the linemen who could get out there and block well. So it didn't work out. And like people are hating on Samaj. I think Samaj could have a better year if I think Samaj could have a better year with some bigger wide receivers out there blocking for him. You got what's his name from Indiana, Cal. What is it? Anyway,
Ooh, I
and
think
you
I'm
got
behind you. Yeah.
yeah, possibly Jamar Browder out there helping as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you're talking about McCulley. McCulley, the
McCullough,
receiver
yeah,
from Yep.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no, listen, I brought that that's a good point to bring up because I said the same thing on a live, a couple months back that we got little people blocking for little people. And that's not gonna be effective on these wide receiver screens, which Michigan was determined to throw this year. But absolutely.
Yeah,
Hey, I got a question to ask y'all. Why
Yes,
these
sir.
why a lot of defensive coordinator like blitzing and there's no quarterback that can go through their progression? Why would you blitz? Just let them go through let them march down the field. We
Hmm.
never saw that in none of these defense as we've been watching this year. We always saw blitzing, blitzing, blitzing instead of playing back and let them march down the field.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I think that's the most pervasive thing we saw for sure. I think Wink actually in the second half of the season did less blitzing. Um, and more stunts and things up front to try to create pressure without bringing an extra person. But yeah, I agree.
yeah. Minner was good at that, and we saw Wink doing that at the halfway through. He started adjusting and figuring out personnel, and actually personnel was figuring out him as well.
Right.
But toward the end, maybe even starting at Oregon, um,
Yeah,
they
second half
started
Oregon. Yeah.
they started slowing, like you're saying, Cam. I don't know how to put it into words, but they started taking that what you're trying to say. They started slowing down offenses rather than trying to shut them down. And then once they started slowing down defenses, then they started doing their cornerback blitzes. They stopped doing the crazy stuff with the defensive line. But yeah, it turned out really well. After really, we could have beat Oregon. We could have beat Indiana. Oregon kind of blew it out in the fourth, but we had a chance in the fourth against Oregon.
Right.
Indiana, Indiana, we kind of fumbled that game. And then Northwestern was subpar. So there was a clear difference in the defense. And then Ohio State, yeah, it would have been interesting to see them earlier on, where
Hmm.
they're at now. But I think to that point, Cam, and I'll go back to y'all. To that point, it looks like we're kind of in a good spot to begin next year, with Wink and the personnel. So that's a huge positive, and it'll be interesting to see what happens if we have a better offense. It's trending that way, but we'll have to see what the offensive line does and what the play calling is and how the offensive coordinators are, and if Keeney or Underwood are ready to go.
Hmm.
Absolutely. What you think, Kim? Would you what's your take on blitzing on the college game? One before you go, really quick. I also
Hmm.
think that coaches think that these guys are young. Speaking of the quarterbacks, that if sped up, that it would lead to more mistakes.
But it to me, with the offensive line now in college football and what they run it as an offense for the blitz, they going down the field. Because
Mhm.
once you pick up the blitz, it's 7-on-7.
Right.
And these kids and these quarterbacks is built for 7-on-7.
Absolutely.
So if you slow it down and make them read coverages, because let's be honest, what quarterback out there that can read the coverage right now?
Right. It's not a lot, for sure. If the off the top of my head, yeah, it's not a bunch of guys that can read coverage. I think Quinn yours might be okay reading coverage. Yeah, but there's not, like you brought up too. There's not a lot of guys getting to the second, third
There you
read
go.
on these teams. Yeah.
So that's why so when we can come into that, and I think we knew that. Okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Let's slow down the bit. Excuse my language. Let's slow down the blitzing.
Hmm.
Let's make these quarterback read coverage. And
Right.
you saw in all the quarterbacks they couldn't read coverages.
Yeah.
So next year, if we can do that, the league, the NCAA finna have problems. They finna
Oh,
have
for
problems because
sure.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. They don't want Michigan on top again, and,
I hear
and you
that.
and you can see that. I don't know what the NCAA and a lot of these college teams got against Michigan. I don't know why, but it's turning that they trying to pile everything on Michigan. They bashing Michigan. They doing they doing bogus recruiting against Michigan, and now by us having the money to support what we do is looking very very scary.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
see that, yeah, see.
Um, really quick update on the game. It is 0-0 still. It's going to be a third and long for Penn State. Unless Keegan, you ahead of that, let me know
Yeah,
what
I'll
we're
try to
looking
be
at.
aware and not like give away
Nah, it's all
things.
good.
I'm in the future, I guess.
Right. Shout out to my
It's
guy Troy, who always watches the game from the future.
Come on, get him, get
Tr-
him. See,
look,
that's
Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Third and
yeah,
7.
So I like to ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
Okay, um, what freshman or porter guy that's coming in next year gonna have a huge impact?
I
Outside of, and I think we got to give this a caveat. Out, that was a nice pass. That was a nice catch. Outside of Bryce Underwood,
Yeah, yeah.
um, I like Andrew Marsh,
Mm-hmm.
the receiver, out of Texas. He's we actually interviewed him right here on the channel too. I think he's gonna have a good season. And then a guy out of the portal look out for too. And somebody brought it up already too is Donovan McCulley. I think he's gonna be impactful this season. And I actually think Justice Haynes. Those are the three guys that I think are
Mm-hmm.
gonna have the biggest impact.
You said transfer or recruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends on what happens in the portal, obviously, but I think they could use Jamar Browder right away. Um,
Yeah, good one.
Ah,
I mean, he's only a 3 star, and if you watch the tape, he doesn't have a whole lot of burst, but
mm-hmm.
he does have good speed. He does run clean routes, and he can go up and get the ball in
Yeah, that's
coverage.
what I was gonna say. He high points the ball well.
And he has really good hands. And a lot of times with these awesome receivers, they don't always have good hands. So like, and I was a receiver in high school, and that's like my pet peeve. If you have a awesome receiver that can't catch the ball, like what good is it? So like I'm a fan of
Right.
the Peyton O'Leary, the Jamar Browder, like people that can catch the ball. You're good with me. If you got all the other stuff, that's awesome too. But like first and foremost, you have to be able to catch the ball. Second, you got to be able to block. And Jamar Browder, they can use right away with blocking. Like, I mean, we use a lot of bubble screens, so it would be
Right.
nice to be able to block. And like, I mean, people are hating on Samaj, and I understand that, but you have to be able to give them open space to be able to make a play. So I'm I'm thinking, and that's why I would choose Browder over Marsh, because it's a different paradigm. Marsh has a different way that he can be utilized, whereas Browder, he could be more ready to block. He can already
Hmm.
go up and catch the ball on a
Mm-hmm.
high point. So I'm excited about Browder.
Yeah.
Transfers. Um, I think y'all hit those. It'll be interesting to see what we get in the portal too. In the spring. Um, I hope we get. I hope we get more linemen. I don't think. Whatever 5 star linemen you throw out there, I don't think they're going to be ready yet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb. My two biggest ones is not the freshmen coming in; it's the two D tackles that we got. And the
Okay.
reason why I say that is because them two D tackles that we got played a lot of football,
Definitely.
and they familiar, and they can catch on easy, and they're gonna help
Yeah.
us more in the beginning than down the season. So if them two can make an impact, it's man, cause man, what I saw against Alabama and Ohio State,
Yeah.
that was good. And then we got them
Yeah.
two, cause we got to realize all our defense that played against Alabama is coming back. So we added two more. Then we added a good safety from where the young cat from. The other safety,
Um,
the two
Uh,
Mississippi State.
twins. Yep.
Mississippi State.
Arkansas, right?
Yeah,
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
You're right.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's a real good safety. So I'm looking for the defense to start her off.
Right.
TJ Metcalf.
Yes, I'm looking
Yep.
for the defense to start her off. So now, like last year, beginning of last year, we was thinking the defense was going to start us off. Remember, we was all talking about we not worrying about the defense; it was just
Yep.
our offense.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
now we really can say that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Go ahead.
I just want to get to Aaron Taylor's question here. He says, "When was the last time we got a contested catch?" Shout out to Aaron Taylor. That's real. It does feel like a long time, and I feel like it was probably a tight end, and it was probably Colston Loveland who caught a contested football. Um, but yeah, we definitely didn't have much of that this year. I think a lot of that was because of the size of the receivers, even that Michigan was putting out there this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could argue that we got one in the last game with Alabama, the end
Oh, that's
zone
Fred.
grab.
Fred Moore's catch was definitely contested. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could say that if we're being exact with it. But
Yeah.
it's a valid point. I mean, that is a problem. So
Um,
other
the New Life says Shamari Earls. He is a guy that he's got an eye on to make an impact early.
yeah, I mean, we were going through recruits and transfers, but yeah, so Shamari Earls, it's possible.
Mhm.
Josiah
Hmm.
Edmonds was probably like, I think he finished like 70 through 90, somewhere in there,
Yeah.
on the composite on three. So um, he could be good. He might play right away. It depends on what we get in the portal, really. With receivers and DBs. Mays, what do you got on Rod Moore? Is he flirting with the NFL proposition, or do you
I
think?
think it's been quiet because they're working on NIL things, finalizing some NIL things. But I definitely
Yeah,
think I'm 95% sure he's coming back uh, next year.
yeah. So that's the thing, and then the flip side to that coin, Mays, is are these guys? What I've been wondering is, are these guys waiting to see if people try to, if teams like are on their side, and then all of a sudden, what up, Dom? All of a sudden try to replace them in the transfer portal, or to try to upgrade. So, like, if you're like a Rod Moore, who's a staple, and you can go to the NFL, why would you go right away rather than like see if these coaches are going to be real? Like, what if the number one, well, he's probably going to be the number one safety returning, but like, what if like the number one safety is interested in you? And then, so I appreciate that people are waiting um, for the last minute before declaring. So I can understand that. It's a business position that you're in.
No doubt, man. I agree 1000%. We just got a legend join join the conversation. Dom the Don, how you feeling, Don?
Good, good. Happy New Year, guys.
Yes,
Guess it's
sir. Happy
still
Blue
okay
Year.
to do that in the first week, right?
Yeah.
M3, I'm
Um,
like the game here. It's why are they playing college football, M3? I thought Ohio State already won it all from what I've read and I've heard. You know, why are they playing college football? I thought it was over.
Absolutely. You would think so, especially from that fan base. It's all set in stone already, right? They're already preparing a celebration in Columbus as we speak.
I like to think I'm logical, but Ohio State, it's like the only thing that I really love to hate. It's a lot of chatter. I mean, just really a lot of chatter. And what are you guys thinking about the matchup with Texas? Um, the only thing
Good
that I
Lord.
really see favorable is the fact that Texas played last when Ohio State did. And,
Mm,
we could talk about, well, the layoff or not having a layoff. But you got to remember, guys, we're dealing with 18 to
Oh,
20-year-old kids that have school, believe it or not,
right.
football. social media, and everything else, girlfriends. It's a lot, and I think the longer the break, it's not good for a team. And we've even seen that in the pro quarter. So, what are you guys thinking about Ohio State and Texas, seeing as they both, played the last weekend?
I
Um,
think.
oh,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Madden.
No, no, I'll let you guys go. I'll go last.
I think Ohio State is a clear favorite as of now. Before the playoffs, I thought Texas was a clear favorite, and it's bounced around all season because there's not a true elite team. My elite team was Texas for a long time, and then it was Alabama for 2 weeks, then it was Georgia for 5 weeks, and then but like right now, because like you don't have the depth like you used to, and that's how elite programs were winning games. Michigan always lost to Ohio State because they would lose a lineman or something toward the end of the year or halfway through,
Mhm.
and then they didn't have the depth to compete, and they lost by a small margin usually. So I think that what you're noticing now is a lot of the elite programs don't have the depth. So it's topsy turvy and it's fluctuating. And right now, Ohio State is the hot team.
Mhm.
If we all know that Texas can play. They've got someone made a good point about, I think it was Johnny, about the cornerback, and I know it was Johnny. The cornerbacks are bigger than Oregon, and I think that Oregon totally um, did not scheme that game properly. Michigan obviously has the blueprint to beat them. Not saying that Oregon had the uh, chops to do it. But I think Texas, like Johnny said earlier on his live, I think Texas does match up quite a bit better. And to your point, Dom, um, Ohio State has to go out there and do it. So there's a huge thing about that. No matter what the matchups are, no matter what the odds are, you have to go out and prove yourself, and they haven't done that yet. So. Um, I don't
Oh,
know
we
if it just
lost.
cut off. Yeah, sorry, I got a
No, there we
text.
go.
I got a text. I tried to swipe it and I clicked on it, but Ohio State hasn't done that yet. And to be fair, neither has Texas. They're both right there. I would say Ohio State is the favorite, but Texas does match up well. We'll see what happens in this game.
No doubt.
Mhm.
Cam, what you think?
Um, I, both of their quarterbacks is inconsistent. They very inconsistent. So they have a explosive offense, but it's inconsistent. So I would say to you can't say the skill players because they both got good skill players.
Hmm.
To me, this is the game where this the game with Notre Dame and Penn State because they have good. They always on schedule. Both of the quarterbacks is always on schedule. They don't put you in harm's way because Texas should at least went undefeated, at least. But by the quarterback being inconsistent, in Ohio State should have went undefeated, but he being inconsistent. So it's a toss up between them two. It's a toss up
Yeah,
because I think it's the quarterback play. Whoever played good in that game might win the game.
no doubt. I think what I think is Quinn Ewers is the better quarterback in my opinion. Um, he has, and I know a lot has been said about the weapons that the other state has. I think Quinn Ewers in Texas have a pretty good
Mm.
selection of weapons as well. The difference, though, that what I think hampers Texas the most is their inability to run the ball. If they have a situation like against Arizona State where they weren't able to really run the football and they become one dimensional, then I think that's a problem against the other state, right? As much as we want to talk about them being soft and all of that, those, first of all, you're going to get molested by Igbenogson. Whoever the receiver is over there, expect to get a FBI level pat down. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you can expect that, and then as much as my favorite breakfast food, Denzel Burnt, didn't perform in the first Oregon game. Uh, he is a solid cornerback. Was being talked about in the first round before that game. And then they have the Matthews kid that comes in too, but I didn't the back end don't even,
Oh,
Caleb Downs. You mentioned Caleb Downs in Columbus, and they creamed themselves, pause. But I think you
see
can't
that
be
play,
one
Mace?
against Texas. Against the other state. Texas is gonna have to figure out how to run the football, and that'll give them a chance. And you want to keep the ball away from that offense as well.
You
Y'all
know,
see that play?
I did not. I'm sorry. I'm doing a horrible job hosting the watch party, by the way.
oh, that's a hell of an interception. I'm a little behind you guys, but
Oh,
you know,
Penn State got an interception.
Yeah.
yes, yes. It's like
Yeah.
it was like a Neil O'Donnell pass back in the day against the Cowboys. Was
Yo,
like,
no
Yeah.
where the
Pittsburgh
hell you throw the
Steelers
ball?
reference here.
Um,
Nice.
M3, I agree with you. I think it's coming down to the quarterback play, and they talk about the numbers with Howard.
Why?
There was nobody there.
Yeah.
So
What yard line are they on?
that's going to
Oh,
put them like the 40, I would guess,
yeah.
midfield easily. But uh, they talk about Howard's numbers, and Ohio State's schedule. They played Penn State, they played Michigan, they played Oregon. Michigan game's certainly out. So I mean, I'm of the mindset that there was a reason Will Howard was recruited by Kansas State and not Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan,
Right.
a USC, a UCLA. And Johnny O's always big on it too. Once you hit the kid, he's going to give you a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And I think the real difference is you're talking about Jeremiah Smith. Well, let him go. Let him have 180 yards. If you can, in my opinion, if you take away Ohio State's run and you contain the peripheral wide receivers, let Jeremiah Smith do what he wants to do. Maybe that's a game plan for it, but I believe that Howard, is the pressure mounts here, they continue to step. I think he's going to make a mistake, and nobody's talking. Sorry to be long-winded.
No, you're
This is
good.
like a home game for Texas. It's in the Cotton Bowl.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
doubt. My guy Burks has joined the conversation. Burks, how you
What's up,
feeling?
Bert?
What's up, man? Cam, Dom, my man, Maze Man. What's up?
What's going on?
Man, I'm just so excited for the future, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like, it's just like we could get Haywood and Matus, and it's just amazing. And listen, I just wanna talk to my fan base about something. It's just really pissing me off how, people are saying on, Twitter and stuff that, oh, we're not doing good on the transfer portal, even in the chats, saying like, oh, we're not doing good in the transfer portal and stuff. And because of that, our season is going to be trash next year because Bryce Underwood won't get the weapons and stuff. First of all, calm the hell down, man. Like, we have
Mm-hmm.
so much time to get so many weapons. I'm sick and tired of this with our fan base, a lot of it. They're saying that we're going to be crap next year just because, oh, we don't have weapons, like the Skylar Bell, man. Like, going back to that, calm down. We have so much time left, right? There's a spring portal transfer. And to tell you the truth, I'm going to let you know right now, I trust Sharon and the new OC. We have a new OC now. We don't have Kirk Campbell.
Kid.
Like, it's just like, I'm just like, we need to just calm down, live in the present, man. Live in the present. Don't think about the future right now. Just live in the present. Everything will be taken care of. And we'll beat OSU 5 times in a row next year.
No doubt. Number one, I do think I've seen people, complain about Michigan's wide receiver talent, for instance, right? Um, and I even have to catch myself sometimes in saying, Michigan needs to, beef up that wide receiver room or
He
whatever,
should have ran.
forgetting about
He should
there are
have ran.
people there that we haven't even seen yet. Number one, and the guys that we do have that we have brought in, the Andrew Marsh, the Jamar Browders, as Keegan pointed out. But Amari, and I'm gonna keep pounding the table for this guy. Amarian Stewart is probably the best route runner on the team, and that's from his high school film and what he was doing in the camps that I saw. And he's amazing, and I can't wait to see him. But you're right. People do need to calm down. Fred Moore was actually getting separation when you go back and watch film all season this year. uh, and it either he was overthrown or just ignored on those routes. Not to mention he wasn't starting in these games. But yeah, I mean there are things to take away from to be positive about going forward. We have a better quarterback, no matter how you slice it.
Oh,
Even if Bryce isn't the day one starter, whoever is the day one starter between Bryce and Jaden Davis and Mikey Keene is going to be an upgrade, right?
mhm. I got a
So
question for y'all.
yeah.
By us getting a new offensive coordinator, you think the wide receivers that we had on our depth chart gonna play a little bit better because they know in that offense they can get the ball to them?
Well, if I may, I would say if I'm a wide receiver for Michigan, it's going to be really refreshing to know that whoever is playing quarterback has the ability to throw the ball in a game for 100 yards or more. I mean, that's going to be very beneficial to me putting a little bit more effort into my pass rush.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
No, I agree with
that's a
that
good
1000%.
point. That's a good point. Like even in the last game against Alabama, like we drop back, like scramble around, and we don't even throw it out of bounds. We just take a sack.
Hmm.
So it's a valid point. Quarterback has to be able to make a decision, and we whether or not they're um, like given the go ahead to make a decision. We don't know what's going on with that, but they haven't released the ball.
Yeah.
And so they just won't release the ball. You've seen it with Davis Warren a little bit. You saw it with Orgy the whole year. And then he does release the ball one time, probably in rebellion, and he throws a pick.
Right.
So, like, we saw the narrative like unfold of what we've been hearing all year right there in that moment. So,
Mace,
and
did you see that play? Oh,
I
I'm sorry
did.
to
I
interrupt you.
did. Where he
Fourth and two.
bobbled
He
the ball.
can't help himself. Middle of the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah. Um, no, Keegan, I agree with you. By the way, guys, and if I'm wrong, then let me know. But I can actually, on one hand and maybe one finger, count how many times this season the ball in the air traveled 30 yards.
What
Right?
what was that 10 men on the field?
It,
Oh my god.
Hey, it looks
yeah.
like everybody's showing themselves here. We had Franklin go on 4th and 2, middle of the field. We
Right.
have Notre Dame with 10 guys. Maybe Will
Hey,
Howard's
by the
going to
way,
give us a fumble
is
or something tomorrow.
is this is starting to become a problem for Marcus Freeman? All right. Someone needs to help this
Oh my
guy
god,
with
man.
his freaking math here because this is becoming a real problem for my guy and 10 guys on the field.
That's
Penn State's looking efficient here, M3.
They are.
Run the
By the
ball,
way,
good
I
balance.
picked Penn State. I thought they were better. They're just a more balanced offense. They can run the ball. They have the threat of passing the ball. Riley Leonard just doesn't present the biggest threat passing the ball, especially down the field. Speaking of down the field, again, did Michigan throw a pass outside of the one Orgy badly overthrew Fred Moore early in the
mm.
season that traveled 30 yards in the air?
I want to say no.
I don't remember it if they
they
did.
they threw a couple in the first or second game, just threw some deep balls right in the beginning of the game, and then they completely abandoned it.
Yeah.
Do we have
Uh
Shamar Morgan coming back? Is Morgan coming back this year?
Samaj.
Supposedly,
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Supposed.
Yeah.
yeah.
there's a
He's
chance to
he's coming.
transfer after the spring.
Well,
Yeah.
it's time for him to step up.
I agree. But we talked about this a little earlier. And before we get there, Shout out to Ken
Mm.
Torkelson, who says Mark is showing supreme confidence when it's 10. That's absolutely the truth. But yeah, we had little people blocking for little people, and we are
Oh,
determined to throw Samaj Morgan these bubble screens. Like that's the only thing he can get. But I agree with you. Was
Send
that
him.
a pick?
You guys were talking transfer portal. I really like the people we've picked up so far in the transfer portal. But the one thing people don't talk about when they're complaining is the academics that's required to get into the University of Michigan. That comes into play too. Wow.
yeah.
Look at
So
that
I
one there.
I
Man.
worked for a college for 9 years. If you have
Ooh.
a bachelor's degree, you have 48 hours of a bachelor's like curriculum requirement.
Yeah.
So, and then you have a residency requirement. So I think
Oh,
that's
that is holding.
normally, yeah. So that's normally like 32 hours, but you can make it whatever you want. And then as far as like
He didn't
transcripts
do
go,
this motherfucker.
What
What the hell?
what happened here? I mean, that there wasn't anybody near him when he intercepted the.
No, they got him for the hold before that.
Yeah.
my
Hey,
bad, I
hey,
was
Penn
nerding
State.
out.
If Penn State versus Ohio State in the Natty, I'm not watching that game. I'm letting you know right now. I have
Well,
no interest in watching that garbage game. I'm letting you know. Like man. I tell you the truth, I've not watched a single Ohio State game in the playoffs because, dude, I'm just locked on to Michigan recruiting and stuff like that in our transfer
Right.
portal, And I tell my fan base this, man. Don't worry. I'm gonna be honest, right? A lot of our fan base
We
is
definitely are.
starting to get a little mad about like how Ohio State may win the Natty. It's starting to get a little salty. Just some people, all right. I've noticed, and I tell them, I'm like, dude, let's worry about ourselves. Screw Ohio State. We beat them, right? Just move on, Like that's what I'm doing. I'm moving on, right? I don't care if Ohio State wins or not. Well, obviously, I don't care. I don't want Ohio State to win, right? But
Ooh, good
no
play.
need to worry. No need to worry, man. Like just screw them, right? And let's focus on ourselves. And if they win the Natty, okay. If they don't, that's great. That's amazing. If they don't win it, but so yeah.
Mace,
Yeah.
Franklin can't help himself. He has number 71
I
lined
know.
up as a wideout again. Did against Ohio State, and they didn't get any yards against Ohio State. They're on the goal line. I'll be damned. He did it again. I don't. And his running back's been running hard, picking up yards. It's. I tell
Run
you
the.
what,
Oh my
Ohio
God.
State fans better not get so we got this in the bag, because from what I've seen so far in this game, Notre Dame, they're showing themselves. Franklin certainly showing himself. We may see Will Howard show himself and have a couple mistakes tomorrow. It's not going to be a friendly environment in the Cotton Bowl.
Uh,
My God, this is the most.
Yo, Dom, don't you live like near Penn State?
No, I'm from right outside of Pittsburgh, Steubenville, Ohio, but I live in San Diego
Oh,
now.
Jesus Christ. Oh, you live in San Diego. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's right now, guys. The temperature is 59 degrees. Not. Now, I tell you what, guys. I almost got married twice. I didn't do it, so I'm not married. I don't have kids.
yeah.
I'm 57, so I could do crap like this. If I was married, I wouldn't be in San
Dom
Diego.
flexing on us.
Hey man, you must have a lot of savings and stuff because you don't have kids and stuff, man.
Yeah, it's and I'm not like I appreciate things, but I don't need things to impress other people unless it comes to Michigan apparel. Then that's
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
that's exactly me. That's bro. I like to flex my Michigan gear. That's it, man.
There you go,
That's the
man.
only thing I like to flex. That's the only thing. I don't have any nice car. I don't have any of that shit. No, I don't care about that, dude.
11 below feels like 20
Man.
below. That's disgusting, Jack Sawyer Tears.
Hey, any of y'all going to the spring game?
Yes, sir.
Man, I'd love
We
to
are
go.
everybody on the Maze Madman on Eminem Mondays will all be there. We are going to be meeting up with the guys from Voice of College Football, TJ and John. Johnny is going to be there too. We're all going to
Mhm.
be there. We're trying to get a big tailgate. We might be hosting a live
That'd
show
be
out
cool.
of one of the bar. We're
Really,
working on that right now, so
Yeah.
be sure to
really.
check us out.
Hey, I'll come if Dom comes. How about that, Dom?
Yeah,
If you
You
come,
know,
I'll come.
I've seen Michigan play once, and that was in Notre Dame Stadium in '94, and they won on a last-second field goal to beat Lou Holtz. I think Moeller was the head coach then,
yeah, he
but
was.
I've never been to the Big House. You believe that?
That's
Never been.
Really?
crazy, Dom.
Wow.
Damn, man.
We gotta make it happen this year, Dom. We're going to a game.
I tell you what, Phil. I'll meet you in Ann Arbor, and then you come out west, and we'll go to the Southern Cal game.
We'll do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Jack Sawyer Tier says he's been married, divorced 3
What
times.
the
Oh
Oh
fuck?
my
my
goodness.
God.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah, I was
He's
gonna
broke,
say,
man.
man. I was gonna
Come
say,
on, man.
you don't have it so bad, man. Like,
Right.
Uh,
be single. Find
DG, I expect to see you out there.
I
yeah,
mean,
find a good match or don't get married. That's what I got.
Man.
uh,
I
you
agree,
know,
man. I agree.
I could share a story with you guys if you care. My dad told me something about getting married when I was in my 20s. If you care to hear it, if not,
Yeah, let's do it. Like, I'm definitely
Oh
here
my
for some
God.
so
wisdom.
What the
I'm in my early 20s, and I'm visiting from New Jersey and back home, and me and my dad sitting in the living room, and my mom comes out of the kitchen, comes in the living room, starts yelling at my dad for something, and then just turns around and goes back into the kitchen. He didn't even know what the hell she was mad about. He
Right.
looks over at me. He goes, "Hey, Mech." That's what he used to call me, Mech, MEC, because I have an E in Dominic. And he
Yeah.
goes, "Hey, Mech, what the F you want to get married for?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, Dad?" He goes, "What the F you want to get married for and deal with all this F and if aggravation? It's nothing but an aggravation." And look at me, Mech. I F up twice. You see, I F up twice because they were married, got divorced for 3 years, and got remarried.
Right.
He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "You know, you got to go. You got to get the car clean. You got to have the clothes to wear. You got to take them out to get something to eat. We used to go dance. I don't know. You guys go show, whatever it is you do. You take them home. You don't even know if you're going to get a good night kiss. And then you got all this effing aggravation."
Yo.
Right? So he goes, "I tell you what, Mech, you stay a bachelor. You stay a bachelor. You have peace. And you have none of this aggravation. Each you get paid every 2 weeks, right?" I said,
Right.
"Yeah, I get paid every 2 weeks." He goes, "You take a $50 every 2 weeks. You go down to whorehouse. You have some
Yo.
good old chicken.
Yo. No.
You can make a good soup. You're done. You have none of this effing aggravation over here."
Way to go, Dom.
Hey, this is good.
It's much better when you're using the profanity, you know.
Right. Hey, listen, man. That is gold. By the way, we're chopping that up. Expect to see that on the channel.
Yes.
That's crazy.
The old chicken make good soup. I guess he was referring to a girl drinking a milkshake. Is that a safe way to put it?
Yo.
Hey, here's the thing. Stay a bachelor, work on yourself, build your life, do the things that you want to do. And if
Uh-huh.
somebody comes alongside you, cool. If not, whatever. Like
There you go.
don't worry about that life, man.
Absolutely. Ron,
Yeah.
we expect to see you out there too. We're gonna catch up with you out there too. Dexter Green said facts pops. Jack Sawyer Tier says you're crazy, man. Yo.
Oh man.
Good.
Hey, we
That's a
had
great
to keep it
story.
real for a minute.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My
Bro,
dad was something else. I mean, he immigrated from Italy. I mean, he died 17, 18 years ago at the age of 80. And he
Sorry
came up
about that.
when he was like 17, 18.
Oh,
So I
wow.
don't know. You guys want to go back 75 years, maybe?
Mm.
Could you imagine getting on a boat to go across the Atlantic? 75 years ago, I won't get on a cruise ship now.
Ah.
But yeah, he didn't have any education, but he certainly had some smarts about him. Well, I take that back. He did marry my mom twice.
Hey, listen. As an African American man, I
Can't say that
too,
live.
I too don't get on cruise ships.
Stop.
Do any-
You gonna get COVID? You gonna
no,
get COVID if you get on
we
a
don't.
cruise
Oh,
ship?
We don't travel
baby.
across the Atlantic either. Shout out to that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh man. Yeah, that
So
was
great
that was
time.
yeah, that was special. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's gonna be hard for Notre Dame, y'all.
Yeah. This Penn State defense looks like they're playing a little bit. It's a tragedy they only have 3 points because James Franklin.
he did it once
Um,
already. He already did it.
Well, there you
Yeah, he
go, right
incredible,
did.
there.
man.
Quarterback run, first down. That's all they need to
Yeah.
do.
Shout out to Kim. Cruz is overrated. I'm gonna take your advice, man.
I ain't going on that boat. I mean, you look at a ship could look massive, man, and then it's nothing like it's comparable to like a fiber in your carpet. I'm not a good swimmer.
Oh,
I'm not going on boats, man.
Bro, I kind of want Notre Dame to win now because if Notre Dame wins, Michael Dallas Campbell, he's gonna go crazy. Oh my God, if Notre Dame wins, man,
Oh
he's gonna be like, he's gonna be like, man, greatest team, greatest year. Marcus Freeman, man, greatest.
Marcus Freeman era. We're gonna have to hear that 1,000 times. We're gonna have to see 1,000 of those dumb clovers he puts in all of his messages.
You know,
Hey,
I gotta say, Texas wins, no problem. Notre Dame wins. I could at least say it's been since 1988. And if
Hmm.
Penn State wins, I mean, and people still make fun of the Sandusky thing, but
Yeah.
you know, it's like you got to give them a break. They paid their penalty on that. We were accused. It's not good.
Yeah.
And but boy, if Ohio State wins, it would just be
It's the
hilarious.
worst thing.
Franklin beats them, or Freeman has 11 defensive players on the
Hey,
field.
yeah, this is crazy.
picture
hey,
Freeman
man,
out there with 11 defensive players.
Freeman did good last game.
Yeah. He counted to 11 every play on defense.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
no, he was pulling out some slick stuff though.
No, he did. Listen, Marcus Freeman, for all the jokes, right? He's been a pretty decent coach
Yes,
at
he
Notre Dame.
has. Yes, he has.
If it
Nice guy
wasn't for
too.
those, yeah, if it wasn't for those massive oversights of 10 players back to back, and then again tonight, 10 players, and of course passing the ball on second down against Ohio State when you need to run and make them use that last timeout. Other than that, though, great coach. He did lose to Marshall in Northern Illinois too, but
Yeah, he did bring the team back together.
who's
And
counting?
lose
His
to Northern
culture.
Illinois at home. I mean, they
Right.
came
Culture.
back, put together a quality year.
And I think that's
That-
impressive, by the way.
They played Navy, Army, Coast Guard. Who else did they play? Yeah, so
Coast Guard.
Air Force.
yeah,
Hey,
Air
I'm not
Force
trying to play
Academy.
Navy or Army this year.
No, I think though you're right. Both of those teams were pretty good. He boat raced both of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. Only team he didn't play the YMCA of Duluth. He was missing that one. Their schedule, let's be honest, their schedule wasn't the most impressive. They had some ranked wins on there against teams that probably, Texas A&M ended up not being who people thought they were going to be. Louisville fell apart, but he got ranked wins.
Oh, who's that? No, they got a injury here.
Oh, I see.
Oh, the offensive lineman.
Yeah,
Oh, that
Yeah.
happens to them all the time, man. Guys roll up on their legs.
yeah.
Crazy. Scored a game, by the way. Anybody who's here for that, 3-0. Penn State is leading. Notre Dame has the ball at their own 31-yard line. Or I'm sorry, 36.
Yeah.
that's a high ankle sprain if it's not broken.
Ooh.
No
That could
doubt.
be a
We
big
got
deal. I don't know if
Carrington
that's
was
a
good.
starter.
Hey, what's happening?
What's
Not
going on,
much,
boss?
man.
Not much, just checking in. I know I typically can't watch these live games. I don't know why I always have something scheduled, but
Yeah.
just checking in before my game tomorrow.
What's going to happen tomorrow?
Oh,
Carrington?
yes. Carrington is a Buckeye. Buckeye
yeah.
fan. What are you expecting tomorrow, man?
Man, I don't know. Look, I really don't know. The last two games have completely shocked me. Just I mean, I know I'm sure you guys talked about it. We just haven't seen. Well, what they've shown is the team I think everyone thought we were going to see, given the roster that they brought back and the players that got in the transfer portal. But we've
Right.
never seen that throughout the year, and even starting with Tennessee game, it was just a shock. Them coming out the way they did, as explosive as they did, because Ryan Day and Kelly never showed that that was ever their goal um, at any point in the season, and especially in the Michigan game against you guys, they just didn't try any of that. And then even
Well, they
having that
did.
Having that Tennessee game on tape, um, I was expecting Oregon to be more prepared um, for that, and it just completely shocked me that they weren't at any point
Yeah.
in that game. And I don't know. To say like to expect that a third game in a row, I don't think Stark. I think Stark will take notice and probably take a little bit more from that Michigan tape and try to do a lot of things with. I thought Michigan did a great job bracketing Jeremiah Smith, and I kind of expect that from Stark because that's the only thing that seems like it's working at this time. So I'm just going to be curious to see when I expect that to happen, and when it happens, how Howard responds because um, even though he's been pretty elite these last two games, I think we all know if he can take his first or second read away,
Yeah.
he can start seeing ghosts. And so he hasn't been put in that situation these last 2 weeks. He's looked very elite. So it's just I want to see how they're able to counter what Texas does, just because
Ooh,
I just can't see. From offensively, I can't see Ohio State being able to do what they've done the last two games
Yeah.
at
Is
that
there any
level.
is there any way, Mays, that the Buckeye fan here that we could get him and Garrison and put them in a room together and lock the door and let this gentleman teach Garrison as to what it is to be a class individual,
Thank
just
you.
call it
Thank
what it
you.
is.
Thank
I
you,
mean, what
man.
a
I love this
class
guy.
Ohio State fan. Yeah, and I mean that's a really limited supply, man.
I love this guy, bro. I love this guy. I'm already in love with him, bro. Like, this guy is honest. He is not delusional. He's not cocky. I love this guy.
Yeah,
Yo, Ken.
I'm not a cocky fan. I love football.
Bro, I love
I
this
love
guy,
NFL
bro.
even more than
Join my
college,
crew,
but
man. We need
I
more
love all
fans.
football. So
Bro, I love this guy, bro. I
I am
love
more realistic than I know. Trust me, it hurts me that the fan base for my
what
team
the
is the
hell?
way they are. But
Your fan base is so arrogant. It's crazy
I
lately.
know, I know.
My God, bro.
Ken says he's enjoying this Buckeyes normalcy. Shout out to Ken.
I love this guy, bro. Join my
but
Um,
crew.
uh, but yeah, no. I mean, obviously, you're naturally nervous of. I think any fan for. Well, you should be nervous. I'm not ever confident about winning the game until to the clock, until the game ends. But
right.
just it's a nervous excitement. It's a 12 team. This being the first year of the 12 team, I'm not gonna lie. As a fan, it seems like a lot because you're just used to the 14 format,
Right.
and for this to be like the third game, it's a lot
Yeah.
because you're playing these elite teams and you're playing so many of them, especially if you make it all the way. Um,
Uh,
I don't know.
no doubt. I mean, look, man, you got a reason to be excited, right? You are here with four teams left. The way that the other state has been destroying their first two opponents in this playoff, it's no reason for you to feel any other way. But I appreciate, I would feel nervous too because here's the thing: we saw the Michigan game, right?
Hmm.
A Michigan team
Exactly.
that offensively had no business doing anything against
Hmm.
the other state, and to be honest, uh, just stuck with their guns in terms of running the football and believing.
Which you remember that week I said what I told you that Monday before.
Yeah,
I said, look, if you look up in the fourth quarter and um, and your quarterback has 15 attempts or less, I said that game is either tied or y'all are winning. And it was like the 9 minute mark. I looked down at the bottom of the screen, and sure enough, he's 9 of 15, and I said, "Oh God," you know. It, I mean, it's not a secret. Michigan's success. You remember? I mean, we were talking about it that Monday was clear, and
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, no.
Never
You're good.
dude.
You're good, man.
Never dude.
But yeah, I again, you have a reason to be excited right now. Us as Michigan fans, we're dreading the possibility of that team winning this game Saturday because they would obviously be favored against either one of these teams. Um, Number one, you annually and habitually stuff James Franklin in a locker. Um,
Who doesn't
and
though? What
then
top? It's like what top team does? That's just
that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
And then I have no faith in Marcus Freeman putting the allotted amount of players on the field against you guys,
Oh, come
as
on.
he has a problem doing that tonight even. Um,
I was
but
slow to that. It took me a minute. I forgot. I'm like, what is he talking about? Then I was like, oh yeah, 10 guys on the field in that last goal
Are
yeah,
line.
you saying
so
Notre
Yeah.
Dame's going to lose?
I I believe Notre Dame is going to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Texas is our last hope. Texas is the last shot to beat Ohio State, in my humble opinion. But yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, I do agree. I mean, even looking from the outside, I agree with both. Um, but I guess what I'm nervous about with Texas is because they've been very inconsistent throughout the year. Where you don't know which team you're going to get,
right.
and especially the quarterback. Which Howard has been inconsistent also, but it's
Hmm.
the hard thing with Ohio State right now is they have been so good, and when your team has been so dominant, it kind of it hides the flaws. It's like with the Oregon game, right? The first time they played Oregon, um, and they lost it like they lost that game by one. It was one of those situations where they lost a game and all of their weaknesses showed, like
Right.
they're just highlighted in that game, and but it's what I'm trying to say is like in these two games, especially going to the last game, it's hard to find flaws when you're beating a team by 20. But what makes me nervous is I don't know if you remember at the end of the first half and the first drive of the second half, Oregon
Good run
showed
by
some
Penn State
things.
there.
Oregon showed some things that concern me with Ohio State, which has been a problem up until
He
these
was
two
old.
games, is when they don't get pressure, they can't defend the pass.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you see
that's
that
what
run
happened on both.
history?
So, can I jump in right here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Uh, yeah, he's making a good point. Like the days of the elite undefeated teams are most likely over
Mm,
because the transfer portal, the recruiting is a little bit more straightened out.
Mm.
Mostly the transfer portal, because you're getting these second stringer five stars from Alabama and Georgia like transferring out.
yeah.
And so what made these elite teams in the past was, for one, recruiting. And I'm not going to hate on anybody, we all know what it was. But
Yeah.
like these people weren't leaving, so you get an injury or something, it's just the next guy up. You get
Right.
somebody that's a backup going into their third or fourth season, they don't transfer. And so you have a huge disparity of talent, and that's not happening anymore. So, like, to your credit, Carrington, Ohio State is doing very well this year. They did. I mean, they went all out. They had some issues this year. So did Oregon, obviously. And like what's going to matter in the future is who's going to be able to finish. Who's constructed a complete team that's going to be able to sustain the pressure over time. And like this is the first year of that paradigm. But even this year is going to be like, it's gonna people are going to see what the recipe is, and they're going to adapt. It's not going to be the way it always was. Even next year is going to be different. Even in this transfer portal coming spring and the recruiting coming up, like they're going to have to adjust. It's not going to be the same sport even. And then they're talking about adjusting the
What the
playoffs.
hell? My
Uh,
bad, bro. I was watching the play. This is boy.
um, I
Just
really quick, Keegan. I want to get to something really point something out about this game. For as much as James Franklin, and they'll probably only get 3 points out of this drive, which has been fantastic to this point. Um, they are creative. They did some creative things here with Ty Warren, by the way, their tight end, lining him up at quarterback, back to back plays. One play, they actually gave the threat of a pass. The first one, he got a big chunk running the ball. The second one broke down, and he still was able to get a chunk of yards running the ball. The point I'm making, though, is it wasn't obvious what they were doing. When Michigan brought in Alex Orji this year, it was obvious
Obvious.
what was
Yeah.
about to happen, right? And this was not that. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I
I'm
think
good,
to your
man. Anytime you want to interrupt for the game, just do it.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, I think so. I'm feeling a lot of that, even as a as a Ohio State fan watching this. I think it is going to be a struggle. Teams that win championships in the 12-team format are going to appreciate it a whole lot more um, compared to when they did in the 4-team and definitely the BCS because even as a fan, it's just stressful playing this many good teams in a row.
mhm.
Um, like I
That's
said,
facts.
Ohio State hasn't been in a position to be in a nail biter yet. I,
Oh my.
I can't see that I just expect that I expect it to be a one score game. In this game, I just think Texas is too good for that, and they're going to play much better than they did um, last week.
Yeah,
But I just I guess going into it, I just didn't expect it to be so challenging. I guess meaning challenging as looking up who you're playing. Having to play a seventh ranked Tennessee, having to go play number one Oregon, now having to play was Texas number 3 or 4 ranked in the country. You know what I'm saying? It's just
yeah, yeah,
it's a lot, and I don't know.
absolutely.
You
Well,
definitely have to appreciate it. But my question for since this is a Michigan channel is, what are your guys' expectation with your superstar quarterback coming in? Are you guys want him starting right away? Do you want him eased into it? What is your guys'
Yeah,
feeling? If I can ask that, what is your guys' expectations for next year?
I'm of one that I want to see Bryce Underwood start first game of the year going
Mhm.
forward. The schedule with home games, away games, the schedule really isn't as difficult as it has been for Michigan. And that second week game at Oklahoma, given the new playoff format, it really doesn't matter if we lose that game. Well, you want to win, obviously, but a
It's a
loss wouldn't
measuring
be
stick game.
detrimental
Hmm.
to the season. But what it does do is it benefits Bryce Underwood because it puts him in a spotlight game on the road, hostile environment, and it gets him acclimated to that environment. And I think that, in conjunction with the back and forth between home and away, I think Michigan would be foolish not to play. And
Oh,
I'd
good
say
play.
kid, not a kid. He's a man. Just unbelievable talent. The more film that I watch on Bryce Underwood.
Hmm.
sorry guys. I I didn't get the advice that uh, Dom's father gave him, so my kids just came down here and interrupted me. But that's cool. Yeah, good time.
yeah, pull those kids on. Tell them to say go blue.
Right. Oh man.
Mm. You
Yeah,
know, the one thing that we're not talking about either is Texas was in the Final Four last year,
yeah.
and the two things about the Tennessee game and the Oregon game. In pretty much any game associated with Ryan Day, when Ohio State is allowed to come out and just sprint to 21 points, 28 points,
Oh,
it's just that relief. When you get those tight ball games, that's not down Ryan Day's alley. He hasn't shown himself, in my opinion, to handle those tighter situations.
Yeah, so no, I agree. And I think that's kind of why he brought Kelly in, because this really came to light in that Georgia playoff game. That last possession, some of you guys, I don't know if you guys remember that, but when they missed that horrible field goal attempt,
Yeah.
that his play calling, he didn't know what to do in that last minute of the game as far as playing for a field goal or trying to get closer to trying to waste time and get closer to make a field goal easier, and that really hurt him. Believe me, before that kick, I knew they weren't going to make it. It was just, I mean, the kicker
Oh my
wasn't good all
goodness.
year. It was that. So no, I agree.
By the way, Penn State is up 10-0 now. It looks like I'm gonna make this easy money tonight.
So
Uh,
did you guys
is that
pick?
right?
we
Who'd you
did.
guys pick today? What were your picks in this game?
I picked Penn State. I think the chat was pretty torn between. There was a lot of people picking Notre Dame. I believe Keegan, you picked Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, I don't gamble anymore, but I would have picked Notre Dame. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
So I did pick Penn State. And the reason being is just because Notre Dame's D line is
Hmm.
very small. I think they average around 250,
Hmm.
250, 260. And I could be off a little bit, but they are very small. And I just thought that Penn State linemen are they're Big Ten big. And the two
Right,
running
right.
backs were just going to wear them down.
Yeah,
So that's why I just thought Penn
and
State was going
I
to win.
I picked Penn State because I thought that Notre Dame was pretty one-dimensional offensively.
Hmm.
Um, and it's proved they've completed a couple passes, I guess,
Hmm.
but it's proven to work out so
I
far.
picked Penn State, and
Yeah.
since it's been a family show for me, the reason why I picked Penn State is I have an older brother. He's 10 years older than me, and he's one of those guys that doesn't pray, doesn't go to church, drinks like a fish. He's 67 years old. He dyes his hair. He looks like Mo from the Three Stooges. He's got a face like Richard with that jet black hair, and he wants to walk around with a Notre Dame hat on like he's Mr. Moral, good Catholic. It's all a bunch. It's a fraud, is what it is.
Dom,
And
that's the whole fan
there's
base.
nothing more that I'd like to see than Notre Dame fall. But then there's some other people that I'd like to see win. But it's like in Penn State, it just kind of they went through it with the Sandusky thing. Whether Paterno knew or any of that, those players that are there, they weren't associated with it, and they've paid their
Right,
dues to come back.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
No
definitely.
doubt. No doubt. By the way, somewhere Ryan of Week Zero and Dallas fan are are throwing things around their living room watching this game.
Thank God. I actually like Ryan a
Yeah.
lot. The other guy, he's just too delusional a little, but he's fine too. Honestly, they're both fun.
Yeah.
That was a fun time when we had them on
Oh yeah, amazing
the
time.
show
Mhm.
that the other day.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing. The chat actually was lighting into Dallas fan.
Yeah.
It was the funniest thing in the world, but it was a great time.
Yeah.
Are we gonna give Carrington a hard time, or are we just gonna let it
You
be?
can you give me a hard
Nah,
time
let
while
him
you're on. You
rock.
can
Bro,
ask
I
me
like
all the
Carrington.
questions.
I like
You can
Carrington.
ask me
Yeah.
anything. You can do
He's a
whatever.
class
Hey,
guy.
Carrington, I have
All
a
right.
question for you. Carrington, I have a question. Do you know
Yeah.
OHIO podcast and Buckeye Boys? Do you know those channels?
I do. I don't watch a lot of them just
Okay,
because.
I want you to call in and one day just tell them, dude, why are you guys so arrogant? Come on, man. Like, they're the two most arrogant channels. Mello and I love Mello. I love Devin. I love all those guys, right? But man, are they arrogant, man. Holy crap, dude. Like,
Hey, Carrington, I got a question for you. For
Yeah,
tomorrow game, with your defensive line, are you expecting them to control and make them be one dimensional?
I do, and it's not so much that I just don't think Texas is that good of a running team.
Okay.
I so that's why it's part of why. I mean, Ohio State does have two good D tackles, but I think it's more. I just feel like Texas will be impatient with the run game just because of who their quarterback, and they have really fast receivers, and I don't know why Oregon went away from. I mean, I hope Texas doesn't do this, but don't tell them to go after Igbinosa. Just don't tell them that. But for some reason, Oregon decided not to go after Igbinosa and Burke, and just to make sure that they were much better than they were the first time around. And
Hmm.
I just don't see Texas taking the time to find out. I think
Hmm.
they'll be impatient and want to go that route. Um, especially um, especially if Ohio State does come out fast like they have the last 2 weeks. I don't think you have a choice because you just don't want to get too far away
Hmm.
with the way the defense has been flying around and being playing so aggressive. So I don't I just think the game won't allow it to be allow them to run if that makes
So,
sense.
so with that, you would rather for your D line to control the line of scrimmage instead of blitzing a lot?
Yeah, I mean this like last week, I don't know
Hmm.
how they did it. Like I'm telling you, I'm lost. I've watched the game a couple of times. Um, just when you have the ability to watch your team play the same team twice, which isn't is rare in college football.
Hmm.
They went from having 0 sacks the first time around, they had 8, and they blitzed 3 times, and they only blitzed 3 times. It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense because, if you got to watch the Ohio State game this year, there was so many games where Ohio State wouldn't get any kind of pressure, um, with just rushing forward. So, like I said, nothing's making sense. Nothing's making sense for me
Well, no,
this
you're making a lot of sense
in
because
these playoffs because what we've seen two different teams, meaning Ohio State from regular season to postseason, and I don't know what I mean. I know what it was. Michigan lit a fire under them, but I don't understand why, even from a philosophy standpoint, why everything changed at once to what we're
well,
seeing now.
the thing it changed all at once for Ohio State is they came back and the team kind of has some belief in itself again, confidence. But like I said earlier, Ohio State, their game plan, and it's been that way for a while, is you get out 21 points. You're
Hmm.
putting
Hmm.
your opponent in a situation now where they got to throw the ball, they got to catch up quick, and that just puts the game in Ohio State's hands.
And yep.
So
Hmm.
tomorrow, who's ever able to run the football tomorrow will win the game, and that's boy, it's amazing how good defense and being able to run the ball here in the 21st century here still works. And
Hmm.
Hmm.
you know,
I disagree with like the last banter for like 10 minutes. I think it's about scheme and matchup, and yes, it's correct to point out like team momentum and chemistry and like good vibes and confidence. But like the reason Ohio State lost to Oregon was like it was the tale of two different teams, and Oregon was a much better team at that time. And when they played Michigan, the the matchups, they were able to shut down Jeremiah Smith. They were able to stop what Ohio State was able to do as an offense. And the offense sucked for Michigan, but um, man, I'm getting drunk here. uh, But yeah, Ohio State is definitely ready to play, but it's not about like how good they're feeling. It's about the matchup at the end of the day. Like, and the matchup leads to feeling good while you're on the field. Like that's the
Hmm.
bottom line. It's not about like we're confident, therefore we can go out there and do it. Like you could be a 5 foot
Body.
person and go up against a 7 foot person and be confident and you're going to get destroyed. Like it's not about
But
like
don't you?
there.
But
What's
don't you
up?
agree that the? I mean, the Michigan fans, I know this. It always comes down to the trenches, right? I mean, all these games, I
Yeah.
think, um, even I mean, look at just compare the Michigan game, Tennessee game, the Michigan game, Tennessee, and Georgia. I mean, Oregon game. The team that dominated the trenches in all three of those games won the game. Michigan versus Ohio State, which has happened the last 3, 4 years.
It
Whatever. Are
does,
y'all on
but
a
it,
4 year win streak or what? Is it 3, 4? I
Four.
lost count. I mean, it's
We
happened in
get
all
it.
those games. And then I know y'all been there too before. uh,
Yeah.
but then Oregon and Tennessee, Ohio State dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides, and they won the game. So I think football will always come down to the line of scrimmage.
it doesn't in this particular matchup
Oh,
because Texas has to stop the pass. And they
You know
have to
how
get
you stop the pass, Burke? You
you got to
ring
rush.
Howard's bell.
Yes,
You,
that's
you
how
Yep.
you
you
do
ring
it.
his bell, and
And I hate to say that.
that's it for Ohio State. I mean, and you're looking at the Notre Dame team here. I counted two offensive linemen so far that hobbled off the field, and their quarterback took a serious hit two or three plays ago.
oh,
I just see Penn State releasing the dogs now. Look, and I don't.
There it
You know,
goes.
I'll
You
shut my
just
mouth.
called it.
I just shut my mouth.
You just called it. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Um,
so Texas has to be able to run the ball against Ohio State, and if they can do that, they'll be all right. If Ohio State can't pass, they're going to lose the game. So yeah,
But
it makes sense.
You remember why Ohio State couldn't pass in the Michigan game?
There's
Those
two
D
reasons.
linemen, you guys did an excellent job on bracketing, on guarding Jeremiah Smith for sure. But if you remember, your All American first round D tackles destroyed the interior of Ohio State's
Yes.
defensive line, and your ends
Pressure.
were getting pressure.
Oh,
And
fumble, fumble, fumble.
and oh, um,
And stay ball.
in Ohio State, I mean, and Howard could not. He didn't know what to do. Even the couple of times that Tennessee or Oregon had pressure on Howard, he was off balance. He threw high. He was inaccurate. I mean, I've just noticed and just looking over these three last games is if he's gonna sit back there clean, he's gonna eat you up. But again, if Texas can take some things away from that Michigan game, that's is what will cause Ohio State problems.
You have to be able to help on Jeremiah Smith. He's a problem. And if your other guys are subpar with dealing with the other problems, you're going to get beat. And even if you do all those things correctly and you're not getting pressure, you're going to get beat. Even if you do all of those things and they're able to have a run game on you because you're using your resources to do that, you're going to have a problem. Ohio State has good defense. Yeah, what's his name? Will Howard is not probably the guy. Could he be the guy in the right situation? Yes. Could Kyle McCord be the guy in the right
But don't
situation?
get me
Yes.
wrong. Let me kick back a little. They're not bad players. They have Howard has had an excellent season. Considering this quarterback class, which wasn't which hasn't been all world, they're good. Again, if you keep them clean, it's when they get pressure.
Facts.
McCord the same way is when they they fold. I mean,
Yes.
like I said, I mean, if you just took these last two games and you would have been like, man, Howard must have been a Heisman finalist, right? He's what he had
Hmm.
3 and 4 incompletions each game. I mean, he looks amazing, but it all comes down to the offensive line. Um,
Yeah, that's
and that's with
exactly right.
everyone.
That's why
That's
Michigan
exact.
won. That's why Michigan won,
Exactly,
because
Yeah,
the offensive
exactly.
line was so bad, and he didn't have time to throw in the second half to Jeremiah Smith or those guys. And
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Pressure.
Let me
Michigan
tell
won
you something, Carrington.
because they
As
had the
good,
ball. Sorry.
you go ahead, Don.
I was just going to say Michigan won that game against Ohio State because, one, they rang Howard's bell. He wasn't the
Hmm.
same after that. And then number
Oh yeah,
two,
I forgot that. I think he was
Ohio
concussed
State
because he was lost.
did not have a first down in the second half. But most importantly, Ohio State had the ball for 2 minutes in the fourth
Hmm.
quarter. 2 minutes. So we could talk about schematics and the cow jumped over the moon. It still comes down to yards in the play clock. And if you're able to run the ball at will, you're burying the clock. You're keeping your opponent on the sideline. As long as you're running at will and you're getting first downs, that still leads to winning games. And then what happens is it happened to Michigan so often this year because of our, I don't want to say the word, but you know what I refer to Warren as M3. But we were 3 plays and out, and then the defense is on the field for 6, 7 minutes.
Yep.
And you just get fatigued, and that takes a toll, especially playing back to back with these difficult opponents. For Ohio State, they need to get up like 17-0 immediately on Texas to have a chance. In my opinion, if they get into a tight game in the Cotton Bowl in Texas, Sarkisian's a good coach. He lost in the playoff last year. Even if Urban Meyer is doing part-time assistance with Ryan Day. And before I forget, we've got to get Herb Street's kid the hell off of campus and get him out of Michigan. He could have went anywhere to play football. He's not going to be able to even carry Bryce Underwood's water bottle. What is he there for? You want academics? Go to MIT, go to Northwestern, but get your ass the hell out of Michigan and your microphones and your secret cameras and all the stuff you're going to be sending to your dad so he can help Ohio State. Let's just get him out of there now.
Oh,
Hey, hey,
so now to your
Carrington,
point,
go ahead.
yeah. Hold on, what? Because I do have a question. Because to me, with you guys getting Underwood, because you guys are the most. I mean, other than like Service Academy, you guys are the most patient, and this is not a knock. You guys are the most patient at staying with your game plan. When I mean running the rock and being physical, that's part of the reason what I said. I agree that is the way to beat a team with all these weapons. I just don't think teams other than Michigan can stay that patient with the run. Even in the Ohio State Michigan game, Michigan until your running back broke that long run at the end of the fourth quarter when you guys went up by that field goal. You guys were staying patient. You were getting 3-4 yards at a time, but most teams cannot stay that patient. They get 3 yards and they think something's wrong and they got to pass the ball. They
Hmm.
won't run it again. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm saying is I agree Texas that would make sense for Texas. I just don't know if an offensive mind like Stark can be he's too proud to be that patient in my mind to do that, if that makes sense.
We all
yeah.
got on this. Is Notre Dame going to score here?
They'd
Uh,
have a good opportunity if they had
Oh,
more time.
Maze Madman, I think your mic is we can't hear you. You've been talking and
Oh,
Oh, there we go. Yeah, because I was trying to cut you guys off a couple times about the
who?
uh
How
but
long you
yeah,
been trying to cut me off?
it's actually Sark. There's no T there, but
oh my bad, my
no,
bad.
no, no,
Look,
it's cool.
don't tell him I said that. No.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I agree that most teams aren't as patient as Michigan is with running the football. I do think with the addition of Bryce Underwood, that patience, even Michigan's patience now is going to be tested
That's what I wanted to
because
ask you.
you have this Ferrari that you want to use, and I'm sure the Ferrari wants to get out of the garage too, right?
Hmm.
So that is going to be an interesting dynamic when it comes to Michigan in the run game going forward now.
So that's what I really was wanting to ask. My next Michigan question was going to be that is with him coming in, will you guys think you'll have to change your recruiting approach? And maybe this might be a easy thing because with him, maybe receivers will top receivers will want to come. Will you think your recruiting approach will change? And also to what you alluded to, will do you how hard do you think it will be for Michigan to um, kind of pull back on the run because it's a staple of Michigan, but I feel like a quarterback as good as him could get impatient with that. Where I thought JJ McCarthy was perfect in that.
Had the perfect temperament for it, yeah.
Yes, and he was fine with being elite on third down,
Hmm.
and that's what to me. I mean, your defense was elite, but to me, as him being so good on third down is what won
Yeah,
the championship for you. Not in the game specifically, but
I know.
over the
Throughout
course
the
of the
season, throughout the
season,
season,
yeah,
yeah,
throughout the season, him being that man that you could run the ball first, second down, and he would be right on the money on third down. To me, is
absolutely.
what did that, and so I'm
Yeah,
interested what you guys think
before
on
we
that.
answer that, guys,
Yeah.
just a quick update. It is 10-3 now at halftime. It looks like Riley Leonard was knocked out, maybe concussed in this game on this last drive. Uh, and Jelly comes in, makes a couple throws, goes right down the field. They were threatening to score a touchdown there, had to settle for the 3. That is where we stand.
We can't hear you, Mass May, man.
I can't believe James
Let you go ahead
Franklin's not
now
in a
and give your
playoff game.
opinions on Carrington's question.
Yeah,
Um, well, I would say if he can buy in, if he can buy in with the new offensive coordinator doing 50-50, it would be good because now he's a running threat also. He can run the ball also, and he's big and strong. So
Mm-hmm.
that's another element to our offense. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to run him all the time. I want to run him like okay, I say for this. I'm not saying he Patrick Mahomes, but do what Patrick Mahomes doing right now in the NFL. Run when you need to run
Right.
to move the change, and that's what good with Patrick Mahomes. That's why it's hard to beat Kansas City right now because in the fourth quarter he's scrambling. He's going to get 5, 6, 7 yards to move the change. He
Mm-hmm.
might get 15 to move the change. And once we can do that with any quarterback, once they can do that, that puts your defense on the field again. Now they got to go through 3 or 4 minutes again. So that adds up. So if he could buy into what we doing, we'll have a lot of success.
No doubt. Really fast before you go, Dom. Shout out to Dexter Green. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, "Gotta go. Got work tomorrow and do a walkthrough." M3 Dom Sawyer, the smart other state fan. Night night. Shout out to DG, man. All right, go ahead, Dom.
You know, I tried to tell you, M3, all this year, well, last year, about this Bryce Underwood kid, and you just wouldn't listen to me. I tried to convince you, and you just would not listen to me. Um, you know,
Right.
again, I'll apologize again, but we talk about his size, we talk about his arm, we talk about his running ability. But what's impressed me from what I've seen and heard is his attitude, his intellect, and his desire to want to win. And I
Mhm.
watched some of his high school footage, and there were games where he wasn't afraid to hand the ball off because that's
Mhm.
what was working, and that's what won the game for him. And I
Yeah,
think we have, they say, generational talent. Um, I believe he is that, and I think him coming to Michigan, staying close to home. Um, they're going to shield him from, I like to call them vampires, just people that want the money from him or this or that to take him down. And I see him very mature for his age, and that desire to win. It's a unique thing. There's a lot of great years ahead of us with Bryce Underwood. And like I said, I want to see him start day one. And with the season back and forth, home and away, in that early hostile environment in Oklahoma, so what if we lose? It's week two. But who says we're going to lose?
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm really looking forward to Bryce Underwood coming aboard. Good things ahead. M3, I appreciate you having me on your show. And, as far as it goes for college football guys and schematics and all of this stuff we've been discussing, as Keith Jackson once said, you never know what an 18-year-old is going to do until he
Mm-hmm.
does it. And
True.
Facts.
that's they're not professional athletes. So anyway, gentlemen, thank you for the time. M3,
Thank you, Dom.
take
Thank
care,
you,
sir.
Don.
Yes,
Good
All right,
sir.
talking to
go
you.
Godfather.
Yeah,
He's the Godfather, man.
no doubt, man.
With
Hey,
that
shout out
Uh,
story,
to
with his
Michigan
pop
basketball,
sody,
man. They're killing it, man. Shout
that
out to
was
Michigan
gold.
basketball.
that was golden, man. He the Godfather. So, man, that's what you need to start calling him, man. Call him the
Right.
Godfather Don.
Right. Godfather Dom, man. That was
Godfather
great.
Don, man, because that was hilarious, man.
Absolutely. But yeah, I kind of already gave my opinion on this. I think it's gonna be interesting to see that balance between wanting to turn Bryce Underwood loose with his
Mm-hmm.
talents and throwing the ball down the field and stuff like that, and still staying true to what basically put Michigan in this position the last 4 years, and that's running the football,
Mm-hmm.
playing great defense. Um, so I am interested. That is very intriguing to see what's going to happen there. You don't want to necessarily lose your identity, but at the same time, as Michigan fans, some of the shortcomings from this season that we had were there was
Mm-hmm.
no threat to throw the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to provide that in spades. But also, we don't want to become necessarily, and no disrespect, Carrington, Ohio State, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
not trying to uh, just have these finesse players out there running down the field all day and
Mm-hmm.
throwing for, you know, 5,000 yards and stuff like that. But I also don't want to see this guy bottled up. It's a very delicate balance they have to, you know what I mean? You have
It's a
to
good
walk this
problem, though. It's
tightrope.
a good problem.
No, I get it. No,
It's a
and
good
listen,
problem.
it it is beautiful to see when it works for you guys, right? Like these last two
Mm-hmm.
weeks. That's if you're a fan of Ohio State, right? You are loving it. They're putting up points, they're scoring at will. All of these weapons that you have are doing their job, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful to watch. But at the same time, there's an art and a beauty to what Haskins did.
Mm-hmm.
In 21, there's an art and a beauty to what the Don was able to do in 22. So it is like I said, it's a fine line.
Believe me, I'm so obviously I'm a huge Buckeye fan, but there is nothing more beautiful in football than smacking somebody in the mouth in a run game.
Mm-hmm.
So in
Absolutely.
the NFL, I'm actually a bigger NFL fan than college, and y'all might not. Well, your boy, look, y'all boy Tom Brady. I'm a New England Patriot
Oh
fan, so
man.
y'all. I know y'all probably hate the Patriots, but y'all got respect for your boy Tom Brady, okay? But anyways, we're down right now. We're hurting. We're hurting, And my coach was dumb enough to win the last game of the
Yeah, yeah.
season, so
that,
he's
that
a
Yeah.
that
bust.
probably got him fired actually.
Yeah.
But my point is,
Right.
I love Bill Belichick because he was like he reminded me Harbaugh, a little bit of Harbaugh at Michigan, is he did whatever it took to win a game. I don't know if you remember, it was a Monday night football game against the Bills. The wind, it was when they had Mac Jones. The
Mhm.
wind was blowing crazy, and they ran the ball, I think, every play that game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and most people call that ugly football, but it was beautiful for me because I love smash mouth football. That's why I'm like, hey, I hate I don't hate Michigan, but I was like, it's like I hate that Michigan has to be the team to run like this because I love watching that but
Yeah.
I can't root for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I
Nah.
love watching that style of football, but it's like, dang, I can't root for that. But uh, but yeah, no, I mean, look, I think being able to run the ball is beautiful, and happen to watch it happen to you is gut wrenching.
Absolutely. Listen,
Yeah.
before we go any further, shout out to Dom who supplied us with the 4.99 super chat. Said, "I wish good luck to the other state, but I wouldn't be honest. Give that button a click. By the way, if you haven't already, hit the like
Yeah.
button. Share this with your friends and family on social media. All of that, we definitely appreciate it. Follow the channel if or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Um, really quick, I am a Raiders fan.
Okay,
So
so
Mm.
you're in the
I
same boat with me right now. So
inherently, yeah. I
but you hate the Patriots
inherently
for that game.
hate the Patriots for the Tuck rule. I'll be
Oh
honest
yeah.
with you, I hated Tom Brady throughout his professional career because of the Tuck rule. Um, once he retired, he was just back to being a Michigan man for me. So that's that. But while he was playing professional football, there was no love lost
Okay,
with Tom
so
Brady.
this is
Mhm.
interesting, and maybe you're the same. Look, when a player, this might sound crazy, but when a player graduates and goes to the NFL, I do not carry my love for them to the league. If that makes sense.
No, listen,
Zeke, it don't matter. Any Ohio State player, if
yeah,
you're not on the Patriots, once you
yeah,
graduate and go to the league, it's not that I don't care about you,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not hurt. I'm the same way. I don't have any love for you until you retire and you're no
There you
longer in the
go.
league anymore. So I'm the exact same when it comes to. I love you when you're at, those 4 years you're playing for Ohio State, but once you move on to the league, yeah, you're on your own, buddy.
So here's the thing. I'm not necessarily like, yo, I hate you once you leave Michigan. I root
Mhm.
for all those Michigan players, right, on their respective teams.
Oh yeah,
Uh
I do, but it's
unless
not the
they, of
same.
course, are in my division and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you're right, it is a little different. Like, as a Raiders fan, it's hard for me. It was pulling at my heartstrings to root for Jim Harbaugh this season, right? Although I did,
Exactly.
but the Raiders were so bad it didn't matter,
Hmm.
what Jim was doing with Los Angeles. But if the Raiders were in a position where they were challenging for the playoffs and Jim Harbaugh is in Los Angeles coaching the Chargers, I can't root for Jim Harbaugh.
Right.
That just can't happen. Yeah, but I get it.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. So like when the Patriots play the Jets and Garrett Wilson's over there, I love Garrett Wilson. I still like him, but when they play him,
Yeah.
bye, bye.
Right.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
That's exactly how I am.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hey, since we on the NFL subject, with
Yeah.
these games that's coming up, who need this win the most between Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
Hmm.
Who need to
Mm.
go further this season?
I'll go
This is a
first. Okay,
yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
go first. So I'm a big Josh Allen fan, even though he's in my division, and it crushes me to say it. And I'm a
Yeah,
big fan of both of these players because of how far they've come since their rookie year. Like
Hmm.
blows my mind. But
absolutely.
I think Lamar, to me, has the most pressure because he's he. I this is so hard, but I think he's going to win his third MVP this year. I think, um, and he hasn't had really any success at all. Um, in the big games in the playoffs. He just has always come up short, and I just think fans and media are just have it out for him to win it all, and if not now, then win. And the reason I say that is because his weapons are top notch now.
Hmm.
Where Allen is been awesome, especially given his lack of weapons, not being as super as some of the other teams. Um, but I just think the Ravens are set up to win now, roster wise. And if they're not going to win now, when are they going to win
Right.
ever?
Yeah,
So
no,
that's
I
me.
I agree with that. Listen, so this is a tough question because it's not. My knee jerk reaction is to say Lamar Jackson needs to win more so than Josh Allen. I honestly think they're on pretty even playing field in terms of their need to win.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but because the thing that puts Lamar over the top for me in terms of why I think he needs to win more is because of what you brought up with those MVPs, right? He could
Mhm.
be a three-time MVP this year, back-to-back MVP this year. And that to me says you probably should be winning more in the playoffs. And he has a big Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chief problem.
Mhm.
But it's not just them, right? He needs to win in the playoffs. Whereas we've seen Josh Allen be great in the playoffs, even in some of those in the loss to Kansas City, right? He was still
Mhm.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Where that isn't necessarily the case for Lamar. I know that game last year, if homie, gets over the scores that touchdown instead of fumbles at the goal
Mhm.
line there, that game changes a little bit. But Lamar wasn't exactly having a great game anyway.
Right.
So I think the answer is Lamar Jackson, and I'm gonna say that by a slight margin, but it's still him.
Yeah, I'm going with Lamar Jackson because the what y'all said with the MVPs.
Hmm.
He finna have 3 MVPs and can't even make it to the AFC Championship.
Yeah,
That's wild. And by
yeah,
him
you
being
can do that.
great, all the seasons that he played, and then when it comes to the playoff, he's mediocre.
Right.
So yeah, yeah, it got to be Lamar Jackson. He got to step up. He got to step up. He
Stay.
got to.
Yeah, and staying on the NFL subject, because I just gotta ask because, and I should be the last fan base to ever say this, but it was fun watching the Patriots do it. But I'm tired of the Chiefs finding ways to win. And since you're in their division and you got to play them twice a year,
Yeah.
in your mind, what is it? Why is it? Because to me, it seems like every time teams play the Chiefs, especially defensively, they just fold and give Mahomes whatever he wants and when he wants, and teams just almost they play stupid, and I don't
Hmm.
understand it because to me the Chiefs are beatable, and it goes to the whole NFL. It's not just their division.
Hmm.
They went 15-1. Well, they lost the second game, but or the last game, but I'm not counting that. They were resting their starters, but they basically were they lost one game all year, and
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense given the product we saw on the field and their deficiencies roster wise on the offense. And so I just want to know what do you think? Why is there such this allergicness to beating the Kansas City Chiefs that's been going on the last couple years?
First of all, DK all day. Shout out my guy.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. So that is they have a good defense. We have to start there,
Yes,
right?
you're
Their
right. You're
defense
right.
isn't anything to sneeze at. So they keep them in the games. This year, it is harder to answer that about this year and last year even. Where they lost more games last year, but this year I can't. It's almost inexplicable their record this year because they weren't great offensively, right?
Right.
Um, but you're right about teams, and I think the fear is what you've seen over the years from Patrick Mahomes and what could
Mm-hmm.
possibly happen to you. So I think that is what's keeping holding people back more than anything when it comes to the Chiefs. And Andy Reid is an offensive genius,
Mm-hmm.
but it is this year. It's very hard to explain why their record is what it is. Why nobody has seemed to be able to beat them outside of the Bills.
With that, I got two words: Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Because if you look at it and what I was saying about what Bryce needs to do, Patrick Holmes do it all the time.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When his stuff get tough and he need to get a yard or two, he's going to get a yard or two. He's going to get that because he understand to keep the drive alive.
Yeah.
And a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL right now is not understanding to keeping the drive alive. Now, just
Right.
imagine this man he threw 1 year, he threw for what, 53 touchdowns? Something like that.
Something like that.
He,
Yeah.
now he don't have no wide receivers and they still
Hmm.
winning.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
he
no,
didn't, he didn't bought into what's ever going on. He don't care. You can give me the worst offensive coordinator, but when I'm on that field, they got to worry about me and how I play the game. So by him playing that, it's gonna be hard to beat them, man. It's
yeah,
gonna be
Yeah.
hard to beat them.
it just blew my mind the amount of games that came down to the last play. Whether it was the Ravens at the beginning of the year where his toe was an inch too big, in the end zone.
Right. Right.
The
Yeah.
Bengals
Yeah.
game, I mean, pass interference. They called it pass interference. Um, that gave the Chiefs a first down to kick a field goal on the last play of the game. The Oakland game, the Raiders, I think it was their backup, wasn't it? Drove down the field it, in
Yeah.
position to kick a
Yeah.
field
Yeah.
goal,
Yeah.
and then didn't they have
The,
a legal procedure? It was just,
it was
Yes.
disgusting. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
bro, is Vegas on the phone with these coaches and saying, I mean, it was impossible. It was impossible what happened this year with them. And like
Yeah.
I said, I give them credit because, like I said, being a Patriot fan, I understand how hard it is to be that great. But my God, I just can't believe it. How they've just been able to find a way every single weekend. So I'm interested this year if because I really only believe the Bills and Ravens and the AFC have a chance to knock them off on that
Right.
side of it. So I'm on the NFC side. I am nervous about the Lions because Dan Campbell, I love him, but he is so reckless, and I'm afraid that that's going to come back and bite him. Um, because
Yeah.
that man, it's like, man, I get analytics, but it's 4th and 5, 4th and 4. You
Yeah.
know,
He
Yeah.
going for it. He's
That
going
cost
for it.
we saw that cost them last year in the championship game, right? Against
yes, oh
Yes.
the
yes,
49ers.
mm-hmm.
They were up 17. He went for it a couple times or on a big one, didn't get it. That was a game they should have won if you
Yeah.
ask me, and they didn't. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, but hey, I'm gonna get off here. I don't know. Are y'all doing a live show tomorrow? I might check in.
Yeah, yeah. We'll definitely be live tomorrow. Wishing for the worst for your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably check in at halftime because look, I tried to I think it was the Tennessee game. I tried to check in live during the game and I couldn't focus. So,
Yeah, yeah,
uh, it's so different when it's your team. You don't have time to talk to
yeah.
nobody.
That's why we don't do
Uh,
live Michigan games anymore.
I figured I was like, man, they've never
Yeah,
did a. Have you ever
yeah.
did a live Michigan game?
We did it. We did it
We
one
did it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Was
man, I
it
got to go back
Texas?
in.
I
Was
think
it
it might have been
Texas? It
Texas.
was Texas. Yeah, it
Yeah,
sure was Texas. Because we
yeah,
was pissed off.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I need to
One of
go
that
find
bad.
that just because I don't know how you can do it. I just don't know how it's possible. I mean, I
Right,
just, but yeah. So I'll try to check it at halftime, win it or lose it. You know me, I'm gonna show up. I ain't like Garrison. Did
right,
he
right.
ever come out the woodwork?
No,
I
he
ain't hear
did.
from.
He did, and it,
Okay,
and
good,
I
good,
got
good.
when he was on here because he did catch a lot of grief for that, but he was legit having Thanksgiving dinner on a
Yeah.
Oh, good,
Saturday.
good. Okay, okay,
But yeah,
okay, good, good, good. But no, it was great talking with y'all.
you
Like
too, man.
I'll
You
catch
too,
y'all at
man.
halftime tomorrow.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, man.
All right.
Good luck, man. Good luck. Woo.
Great conversations tonight, man.
Yeah.
We should be coming back from halftime here. Yeah, 10-3, man. Did you expect this, Cam?
You know what, Maze, man? This quarter, that first half remind me of Big Ten football,
It did.
to be honest.
That's good Big Ten football right there.
Yes. So if if Penn State can duplicate that in the second half, they win this game easily because
Yeah,
they got the quarterback frustrated. Now I am kind of worried what they did in the last minute or so with Notre
right.
Dame, how they
Yeah,
marched down the field. But other than that, they got to the quarterback. What we were saying, can they stop the quarterback from running? They did that, and like you said, Maze, man, they find ways to get they tight end the damn
bro,
ball.
bro, the most creative. The most creative. Here's the thing. This looks interesting. It looks like they about to go back to Riley Leonard here. I think that's a mistake.
Ooh,
Angeli drove right down the field, completed
yes,
passes while driving down the field, and got you the only points that you have tonight. And you're about to go back to this guy who might be concussed, who's already turned the ball over. I think this is a
yes.
mistake.
And if you notice, he had running lanes and he did not run, so
Right.
he was scared to get hit. And I think that's what it is. I think when they got to him, they hit him, they frightened him up a little bit.
Yeah.
So now he's second guessing himself. I'm with you. I think this is a bad move.
Keegan is back with us. By the way, what you guys think? Is this a bad move to put Riley Leonard back in the game? Keegan, what do you think?
I didn't see him go out, so I don't know.
Yeah, he got hurt. It looked like it could have been concussion. They took him out that last drive. Angeli drove right down the field, got them these 3 points. I think this is a mistake.
I'm actually a fan of Will Howard being put back in the game. I don't like
Yeah.
I don't like sissy stuff, man. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
me.
Right,
If you want to play, go play, man.
right. Nah, I mean I get that 1000%. Shout out to Antoine Johnson in the chat. Get him Penn State father versus son.
Yeah.
I
Yo,
think
that's hilarious. But yeah, I think I just don't. The thing is, it's not even about the being a sissy or not for me. It's the X's and O's. The Angelic kid just did better to him when he was in here. That's why I wouldn't put him back in here.
yeah. Um, I think I think Leonard's the guy. I think they're going to come out and have a good second half. I
Yeah,
think they're going to. To be honest with you, I expect Notre Dame to kind of blow the doors off the second
really.
half.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen. But
All star.
here we go. We'll see what happens. Jack Sawyer says, "Shh, let the genius Marcus Freeman out Franklin. Franklin." Yeah, that's crazy. Goofy versus Goof says
Yeah.
Antoine. Yo, no doubt, man.
Oh,
They got
Notre
some. They got
Dame's.
some things percolating here.
Yeah, they're driving. Yeah, I think Notre Dame's the better team. We didn't see it in the first half.
Hmm.
Got second half adjustments. I just think that Notre Dame's the more complete team. So, um,
And see, I think completely opposite, especially offensively. I think Penn State's way more complete than Notre Dame is offensively. But I do think that the strength of Notre Dame is a bigger strength than Penn State. Absolutely.
yeah, we're gonna have to see it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do y'all think in the second half it's gonna come to a point where the coach is gonna outthink themselves in the second half? Overthink.
Well, these two, that's
Uh,
definitely a possibility.
yeah. My whole premise on Notre Dame beating Penn State is because James Franklin, but
Yeah.
um, I do think that Notre Dame is a better team.
Uh, I,
Just got a
Yeah.
bomb by your boy Mays.
Yeah, he did.
That's your boy.
That's a good throw right there from Riley Leonard. Looks like that head injury helped him. And
Watch this quarterback draw.
that's crazy.
Oh, see,
All right. Notre Dame has definitely come out in the second half with some enthusiasm here.
I think they're gonna blow the doors off.
that means
Did you
finna be
guys hear Franklin claim to be an African American coach. I did not hear that. I did. So I do. He is. What his mother or father is black, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
yeah. One of them two is one of them two. Yeah.
looks like touchdown Notre Dame here,
Oh, yeah. Did he get in
or
there?
or not.
I think he was down.
Look where they got this down way back, right?
Looked like he was down. They picked him back up and tossed him in the end zone.
Why they
What were
have
you
a
saying,
linebacker? Oh my god.
Madman?
Um. Uh.
So
Penn
he's
was.
black or is he mixed?
I think he's mixed.
He's
I believe.
mixed.
Yeah.
Oh, good move.
Hmm. Notre Dame threatening the score here.
There he goes.
They just ran the same play. It's crazy. Touchdown Notre Dame. Uh,
Am I ahead of you?
you probably are. It
Yeah.
looks like you're ahead, slightly ahead there.
All right.
I think Jack Sawyer Tier said he graduated in '97. What a year to graduate from Michigan in 1997, winning the national championship. Um, that had to be a great time on campus there.
Is Jack Sawyer's Tears felon or whatever his name was?
Yeah, that's
Buck
Buckeye
Felon.
Buckeye Scoop Spelling or whatever. Yeah, that's the same person. Yeah,
I figured it was.
yeah.
Yeah, Franklin's gonna Franklin, man.
Yeah, see, and this is where James Franklin usually
Yeah.
James Franklin's the pressure is now back on Penn State.
Yeah.
And they have to go get some points here, and I am losing faith by the second in their ability to do that.
Damn, they went right down the field.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Did any time even come off the clock there? That's how fast that seemed to be.
I hopped on TJ's channel and said Notre Dame was about to blow the doors off in the second half. Nobody listened to
Let's,
me.
let's mix tackle.
Shout out to John Go Blue, John Spitzley. Michigan not a place to find a hot woman.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Antoine, I feel the same way, man. That's the last thing I want is a Notre Dame Ohio State championship. I need Penn State to win tonight. I need Texas to win tomorrow. But if I had to choose one, give me Texas beating the other
Yeah.
state tomorrow over this one.
You
Because
gotta be kidding me, man.
Huh?
I'm gonna be honest. If Ohio State make it to the championship, it's gonna be hard to beat them, bro. It's
Oh,
gonna be hard.
they're gonna beat either one of these teams, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
They're the favorite.
Huh?
They're the favorite.
Yeah, they're big favorite. And they're the favorite tomorrow. But I
Mhm.
just don't want it to happen. They were the favorite against Michigan. They might have
That's
been the
true.
favorite every one of these years, the last 4 years. Maybe last year I think Michigan was the favorite. But yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with you, madman? You want Notre Dame to beat, or you want Penn State to beat Notre Dame? What's wrong with you? Just because you bet on it?
No, not just because I bet on it, but listen, Penn State fans don't bother me the way that Notre
Notre
Dame
Dame.
fans
Yeah.
do and Ohio State fans do. It's not even close. I don't even know a Penn State fan actually. I know one Penn State fan in my life personally, and he has been dormant. So maybe they just waiting for an opportunity to come out the woodworks. Who knows?
Here's the
Um,
thing. Here's the thing. Penn State was one of the people that came against Michigan
mhm.
right when it was all going down last year,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's why I hate them. Penn
Yeah,
State, Ohio State, they were all a part of that whole scheme,
that cabal,
and
right?
you can't prove it, and I just know it. And so therefore I hate Penn State. I hate Ohio State. Anybody that was involved with that injustice that happened last season,
Mhm.
Right.
praise the Lord. We won the national championship. Happy national championship year, as
Right.
of like yesterday. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Uh,
I
shout out
hate.
to
Go ahead.
shout out to Zalmix. I know one Penn State fan, and he knows Frames Jenkins will f things up.
Facts.
By the way, Keegan, you giving big Jim Harbaugh vibes here. You look like you could be a Jim Harbaugh double.
Look alike,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey
do I look like
Keegan,
I could?
hey
Can I be
Keegan, are
on
you from
James Yoder's show?
Keegan?
yeah,
Are you from the South?
Yeah. Well, I'm from everywhere. I'm a mutt.
no doubt,
Yeah. Your accent is like Southern kind of. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've been everywhere.
no
Hey
doubt.
y'all, will this be surprise to y'all? Will we have a Big Ten championship and a national championship game?
That that
No.
wouldn't be surprised. Actually, that would be
yeah.
great for the conference, and it would completely kill the SEC noise, which has already been dying with every passing game. But that would be the
Hey,
dagger in the heart.
Michigan, Ohio State, man. Like in 2 years, I can see a championship. I ain't gonna lie. Like
Mm.
that'd be amazing. Like and Michigan winning it. Like I can see that. Really, I really can see it. And listen, I don't think. Listen, my expectation for Michigan next year is playoffs. But then the year after, right? Like Bryce Underwood's third year, I think I might expect. It really depends, but I expect we get close to a natty, or maybe a natty, or maybe a semifinal. That's my expectations with Underwood right now. Is maybe take us to a natty or win a natty. I think that's or something close to that. But I can see a Michigan Ohio State natty in the
Yeah.
future. I can.
I think that's gonna happen before his third year. But
Hmm.
Tyler Warren's so smart, man. That play right there probably should have got them maybe 4 or 5 yards, but he just used his weight, backed up for another 3 yards. That's just intelligent football. Shout out to
In the
Tyler.
mock draft season, tight end number one, apparently. I'm seeing Loveland is starting to drop to late first round. They like Warren
Mhm.
better.
I
But
think the injury concerns might be hampering Loveland.
Stop.
I think
Yeah.
he's a better just straight up pass catcher route runner, but Tyler Warren is a pretty decent football player.
you know who my tight end number one is? Harold Fannin Jr. No one is talking about him. He's on Bowling Green. Look at his stats. I know he's in the MAC,
Yeah,
but man,
I
he
talked
can
about that.
play.
I talked
He
about
is
that earlier. He
so
probably should have won
underrated.
the Mackey.
Yeah, no, guys, check his film and shit. You're like, oh, he should be number one tight end. I'm dead ass. Him and Loveland should be, because they're both young, right? Loveland should be a first rounder, 100%. But this Harold Fannin guy, man, he's young. I understand he plays in the MAC, but if you look at his yards against Penn State and A&M, he had 150 yards receiving and stuff. This man can play. He'll be a future Hall of Famer. Trust me. This is a good tight end class. I'll let you know right now.
No doubt.
Yep.
Jack Sawyer Tier says, remember 2018, Trevor Lawrence, true freshman, won a natty
He sure did
versus
against Alabama.
Alabama.
He sure did.
EB 2288 says, smash. Yes, sir. Go blue. James
I think
Franklin, by the way.
I think Harbaugh's gonna draft Loveland. I wouldn't be surprised because they need a tight end.
Yeah, if he falls as low as they're saying, I wouldn't be surprised at all
Yeah,
either.
because I'm seeing Warren being 14, 15, 16, and I'm seeing Loveland a lot on the Chargers in these mock drafts. And honestly, it'd be great, to be in Harbaugh's system.
Shout out my guy G Boulder. Go blue. By the way, did you guys used to see all the Ohio State and Michigan players on the Chargers? Jim Harbaugh sticks to what he knows,
Yes.
doesn't he?
Yes. I
That's
saw
my
that.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
man, I don't appreciate that Jim Harbaugh comment. I think you think we all look alike.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh's kind of he's in hot water for me a little. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
Just the way he
good.
took everyone with him, I'm still a little salty. I ain't gonna lie.
Were you watching Keegan, were you watching I think it was on TJ's show. It might have been TJ's show. It might have been right here though. We just had all of them on. and Kinetic made a comment or something. He called Johnny Olden somebody else, and I said the same thing. I was like, "What you think we all look alike?" That's crazy.
Man, I love Kinetic, man. He's just
It's funny.
he's
That's where I
so
got it
funny.
from.
I love Kinetic. I ain't gonna lie. He's been
Ken,
getting a lot of hate lately. I ain't gonna lie. So
It's
can
so
all
true.
white
Like,
dudes look alike? It works both ways because I feel like all white people think all black people look alike.
Facts.
It's
nah, I don't think
crazy.
all black people look alike. Hell no, man. I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Has
do
to
y'all
have-
do y'all think Jim Harbaugh gonna win his first playoff game
Nope. I
in
don't
the
think so.
Chargers?
Who they playing? They're playing the Bills.
No, that's Broncos.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, they're playing Saturday, I think, or Sunday. I don't know, but
They're
are the Chargers
They're
playing?
playing Houston, and I
They're
think they're gonna
playing
win that
Houston.
game.
Oh
Yeah, they're
shit!
Yeah.
gonna
I think
win.
they'll beat
The Chargers
Houston.
gonna
I
win
think
that
they'll
game.
beat. Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
I did not know they were playing Houston because
By
CJ
the way,
Stroud is
the last thing
CJ
CJ
Stroud
Stroud
is a
wants
down
is
year, man. I love CJ Stroud's down year. I ain't gonna
the
lie.
last thing he wants to see is Jim Harbaugh in a
Yeah.
game that matters.
Oh my god, dude.
Shout out to CJ.
And Jesse Minter.
Facts.
My Packers
And
are gonna get
Jesse
their ass
Minter.
kicked by the Eagles. My Packers are gonna get their ass kicked by the Eagles.
No, we gotta
So
win, bro.
sad.
We gotta win. Don't say that. We gotta win.
Wait, you're a
gotta
Packers
win.
Oh,
fan,
you're a
Cam?
Packer fan too, Cam?
You're a
Yeah.
Packer fan?
Yeah,
Hell
I'm from
yeah, man.
Wisconsin.
oh,
I'm from Wisconsin.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm from
My
Wisconsin.
By the way,
Milwaukee.
shout out to my guy
Notre
Kinetic.
Dame.
Like the
Yep,
Hey,
video.
are you from
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Yep.
Oh, that's where my cousins lives, dude. Like lives in
Yeah.
downtown Milwaukee. Like
Yeah.
kind of north. There's like a lot of basketball talent there, dude. Like some of the best basketball recruits go to
Boulder.
Jordan
Yeah,
Poole.
they
Drafting
Jordan
Kevin
Poole's
Durant.
from Milwaukee, man. Jordan
Yeah,
Poole.
he from Milwaukee. He
Yeah.
went to the best school, Michigan.
Yeah. And the Bredsons. Hey, the Bredesons, man. Max Bredesen and his brother are both from
Yeah,
Wisconsin, man.
from Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yep, of course, man. They get some Michigan talent there too.
Yeah, and we got the couple years ago we got the 5-star offensive line. He was from Homestead. He went to Michigan.
Oh, which one, dude?
What was his name?
Homestead. I know Homestead, dude. That's where my cousin lives. He lives like fucking 7 minutes away, but he goes to a
Yeah.
private school. Yeah, dude. That's like literally where he lives, like in the Mequon area.
In Mequon area. Yep.
Bro.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
This all sounds like Mandarin to me.
Hey, there's a lot of
Jerry
Michigan ties in
Springer?
Wisconsin, man. There's a lot of Michigan fans. Love it.
No
no,
doubt.
Get him. Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
John Navarre's he played in I think one of the Michigan QB national champion QB or Brian Greasy. I don't think Brian Greasy. I think John Navarre he's from Wisconsin too.
He from Wisconsin, yeah. John Navarre from Wisconsin.
Dude, he played in high school, one state champion, and
Yeah, then he came to Michigan.
Yep, of course. We got some Michigan ties in Wisconsin.
Shout out to that. Cam, I didn't know you were from Wisconsin, man.
I'm
Yeah.
from Wisconsin.
Before today, I knew this many people from Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, he's a
Yeah.
Bucks fan too, man. Milwaukee
Shout out
needed
to
that
that.
championship 2
Yeah.
years back.
And make it so bad. Back in the day when we used to play against Wisconsin, I was the only probably the two or three people in Madison, man.
That's crazy.
Yes,
That's crazy.
we used to go. We used to go to the games up Madison.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's amazing, bro. Wisconsin people are pretty nice too. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Man, but I'm gonna tell y'all this: the college atmosphere at Camp Randall, man,
yeah,
it's bananas, bro.
amazing, bro. I agree. And
It's
Hey, I
Lambeau.
got something for
bananas.
y'all. Is Nebraska gonna be good next year?
No.
I don't know. They're doing a pretty decent job in portal.
Nope.
They got a good quarterback. He's gonna have another year under his belt.
Oh,
I don't know you know what? I need to see their schedule, Keegan, because that matters too. And if they can like build into something, then I think that gives them a chance.
Because they play us at home this year, right?
I think we do play Nebraska. I'm not sure if it's a home game. I'm starting to think Nebraska might be pretty good next year.
I think you might be on to something here. Jack Sawyer's Tear says another random question. Have you guys seen how far the English language has advanced? Look it up. 1,500 years ago, it sounded like someone 50 beers in.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
We're still
Yo,
doing
shout
race
out to
jokes,
that.
man.
Yeah.
James the King said Nebraska's a road game.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey,
Abdul
how
Yeah.
y'all
Carter is
feel
a
about
phenomenal talent. Yes, he is.
how y'all feel about Indiana next year?
Oh, they're gonna be good. They got transfer portal QB, the Cal guy. He's actually really good. They'll have a good QB. I ain't gonna lie. I think Indiana can also be good again next year. But they got a really good transfer portal QB and California
Oh,
I think they're
Fernando
top 5 in the
Mendez. He was
transfer
like,
portal.
yeah, he was a
uh-huh.
really good transfer portal. I think top 10, top like Indiana really had to land him. God, and now Kurt Signetti's just gonna be annoying as hell. Obviously, like
But
shit.
here's
That's
here's the
hilarious.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. The transfer portal heroes that are not recruiting, they're gonna sustain injuries, and over time, throughout the season, when they sustain injuries, they're not going to be able to compete with the big dogs.
Hmm.
That's what you saw happen to Indiana, and
Yeah.
that's always going to be true. So the formula is going to be to recruit, try to keep those guys. Um, I mean, that's what we're seeing these top teams lose, like Georgia and Alabama. They're losing these second string 4 and 5 stars to other
Yeah.
teams. So
Yeah.
that's not a sustainable thing. It's a in a pinch you want to
Mhm.
do that. That's the correct thing to do, but it's not a this program's going off because they're doing X.
Yeah.
You have to be able to recruit or
Mhm.
and sustain, or you're not going to beat the big dog.
I
I
agree. I
agree.
agree.
I agree. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
saw Michigan's done that, right?
Yeah.
They've gotten key people out of the portal. Josh
Yep.
Wallace comes to mind, Josiah Stewart comes to mind, but they've kept the depth behind those players. So that's a good point. G says, I know I'm late, but have y'all talked about another quarterback in the portal for depth? Can you say Carson Beck? I don't
I
think
don't
that's
want
gonna
Beck.
happen.
No.
I don't think that's gonna
No.
I
happen.
do not want Beck anyways, dude. I like
Uh,
Underwood. I like my
He's going
Underwood.
pro.
Beck,
He entered the
he
portal.
he entered the portal, yeah, today.
Yeah, he entered the portal today.
But I don't think that's not realistic for Michigan at this
Oh, dude,
point.
he's gonna ask for 4 million. Watch, bro. He's gonna ask for like 3-4 mil. Michigan does not want
I
to
think
spend
he,
money
I
on.
think Mi- I think Miami might already have a deal in
Yeah.
place. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's what
hearing too.
happens for real.
Yeah, it's obvious Miami's gonna do that. They're never gonna develop a QB. They're just gonna
Take the
get the portal
Ravens
QB.
this weekend.
They're just
The
gonna get the
Ravens are
portal
playing
QB.
the Steelers this weekend, right?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday.
Yeah.
This is
SEC
just what it
came to
is. It's
play way before NIL came in, and that's why they were so dominant. Yo, Taves, this is a great point, and I'm gonna reiterate a point that I made recently. The worst thing to happen to the SEC was the transfer portal and NIL
NIL.
because
Yep.
it leveled the playing field for everybody. Now they're not the only ones playing the game, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't. It's harder for a school like Alabama, for instance, who doesn't offer the academic prestige as Michigan, and certainly doesn't have the funding that Michigan has, whether it be endowment or just from collectives, right? What collectives can do. Um, it's going to be harder for them to keep up that level of
Oh.
dominance that they had pre NIL. So yeah, that's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you need to understand Ohio State's been playing the money game too. Like Justin
Oh
Fields, if
yeah,
you heard what he
yeah,
Oh
said,
yeah.
man, he said
yeah,
everybody's been accused for paying players, and not only that, Justin Fields, even before the NIL era, said in an interview, "Oh, I was offered 400K to transfer in a Mercedes. You can even go watch it." So Ohio
yeah.
State, man, there's a reason why they have been much they shat on us in recruiting for all these years and stuff like that, and. Yeah, like I would say Ohio State too has been playing this game.
That
Yeah.
that sack right there is 100% on Drew Aller.
Yeah,
The
that was
running back did
dumb.
a great job in picking up the blitz.
Oh,
Drew Aller just panicked and
Ran
basically
him.
walked into a sack.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's the score? What's the score? I'm
It's
not
Ten,
watching.
10.
10-10.
10-10.
10-10. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hey, Tays made a good point earlier too. Where is Steven? I would never argue with Steven.
Steven's hilarious. I saw him
Never.
Oh my god,
undress somebody on Johnny's channel. It was great.
I would ne-
he went crazy on that blueprint guy. Remember the blueprint guy?
What is
Yeah,
he
just
doing?
Yeah, the
He's
Ohio
just
State blueprint guy, man. That guy was just crazy.
Steven
um
just sat there for about 5 minutes and then he just went off, listened to people, and he just went off.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's only
Blueprint
24
Buckeye.
years old too.
Steven?
Yeah, he said that.
He sounds
23,
like a
bro?
He
40-year-old
said,
man, don't he?
I
Dude,
think
I'm
the
literally
next
like
week.
24, and this
Oh
guy
my
is
god!
younger. I can't
Shout
believe
out to
he's younger.
Steven, man. Shout out to
I can't
Steven.
believe he's younger than me, bro. That's actually crazy.
Dom says, plus Bama chicks aren't hot. No, 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 no.
Oh, that's actually Dom. I'm gonna disagree there. I'm sorry,
Yo,
Dom. I'm gonna disagree, man. I'm sorry, dude.
I don't know. I
You,
remember
Dom has
what's
never
the
lived in the South.
See, if
hey,
you like white
there you
chicks,
go.
then yeah, Bama's the way to go. But if you like black and
A
other stuff,
mixture.
LSU is the
Yeah.
way to go, man.
LSU. Yeah.
Oh my
LSU,
God.
LSU in
Hey,
Florida.
hey, listen, we are not doing this. We are
LSU,
not
baby.
about to do this.
I want to go. LSU.
Hey, look. Yeah.
I thought this was a party. What's going on?
What a chick
They
at?
LSU
said that.
and
Said no, we not doing this. We
Yo,
not doing this.
I go
Yeah,
to. I'll
in
go
you
light
to
of
got
in light of
navigation.
all that's happening right now, we probably shouldn't do this.
Cut to
That's
commercial.
hilarious.
We don't have any sponsors.
No, you're right. Although I do have some emails that I need to respond to. There are people who want to for
He
us
said
to
it's all the same color.
market their product.
Whatever.
So funny.
Dom,
Bro.
Dom, don't do this.
Dom.
Dom had to bring that up, bro. Actually, I kind of started it a little by saying like humor shows are not the best, and then it just went there. So it's my bad.
You know, Jack Sawyer's Tears. I read this wrong at first, and I was about to have some questions. There's no comma here, so you get what I'm saying.
Oh
Shit,
man,
yeah. Shout out to Jack Sawyer's Tears.
man.
Yeah, Taves gets it. Yeah.
So hey, so how y'all think LSU done got some? They kept a good amount of their players. So what do you think they're gonna do next year?
They should be fine. I think they'll be, but they won't win no SEC or
Nah,
stuff like that.
I think
It's Brian
exactly.
Kelly. It's Brian Kelly, bro.
They'll beat one of those Georgia or Alabama's one of those games in the regular
Okay.
season.
But they
They'll
won't win the
lose
SEC.
more games than they should.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Brian Kelly tradition.
Exactly,
Okay.
man.
It's too early, man. You can't ever tell in the way that college football is now what's going to happen next year.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just we all hate Brian Kelly, so I guess we're just gonna give him.
We all hate Brian. I don't hate
Yeah.
Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's cool with me. As long as I heard he was a couple years ago. He was trying to get the Michigan job. I did
Yeah,
not
he
want that.
did. Yeah, he did.
Stay far
He did.
away from Michigan. But yeah,
I'm actually glad
Yeah.
he
Got
didn't get it.
second to
I'm
one,
glad he
man.
didn't get it. Actually, I'd rather have Sharon Moore any day of the week than Brian Kelly.
Yeah, Brian Kelly wanted Michigan bad. He wanted them bad.
He'd make the
Who's
culture
that?
pretty. I feel he'd make the culture bad at Michigan.
Because he wanted to come here before Harbaugh did.
Let's do this. What about Les Miles?
I like Les Miles. He's not awful, actually. Like he's not like he is a Michigan man. I think.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
He is
actually
a
thought
Michigan man.
that there was a time where I wanted Harbaugh to hire Les Miles on the staff. I don't know what he's doing now or where he is.
I don't think he's coaching. I think he is. I think it was like he's doing TV broad. I don't know, something like that. But
Yeah,
he's
he
not
broadcasting on the
coaching. He did
SEC.
broadcast. Yeah.
He's
Oh,
broadcasting on Peacock.
Lots of shorts content in this live. You're absolutely right, Dom. We got a lot of content to use
Yeah.
tonight.
Oh man,
It's been
wow.
a great time.
Hey,
Great time,
man.
guys.
Oh man.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll die.
That's why I don't show my face.
Right.
I'm trying to do something with my life.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's going to be a
Look, here
third
we
and
are.
very short.
Hey, y'all,
Uh,
by next year, what tight end you think need to step up next year?
Oh, Marlon Klein by a
Marlon
mile. Like
Klein.
Marlon Klein. Oh, listen, Hogan Hansen is my tight end one. I think he'll be tight end. But Marlon Klein, he had so much offseason hype of him being more athletic, the fastest tight end, all that stuff. He's just more of a blocker guy, and I think Marlon Klein is the guy that I want to see step up. But I do think Hogan Hansen will be our tight end one most likely.
I want to see Brady Priestcorn.
Yeah,
He got
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah. No, I totally forgot about him. Honestly,
I think he hurt
unfortunately.
it. Didn't he hurt? He hurt himself early
in
in the season.
practice. In practice.
No,
Yeah,
Yep.
at
but I
the
want to see Brady
before
Priestcorn.
Ohio State or Alabama, he got carted off with a knee injury.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
In
shit!
practice. Yeah.
So
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Deacon Tonielli.
Yep.
I did. I am like I said, I'm clueless with him too because I've not heard much about him. But Marlon Klein had
He's
so
a
much offseason
stud.
hype. Marlon
He's a
Klein had so much
stud, man.
offseason hype. I remember in the summer. Like Colson Loveland even said, he's more athletic than me and he's more faster than me. So when he said that, I was like, damn, like Colson Loveland saying that, like saying like I'm not even the fastest tight end and stuff.
Notre Dame got the first down.
So yeah.
Yeah, Marlon Klein is
On into the tent for a possible concussion. They sure are running him a lot.
yeah.
But
Hogan Hansen is good. Deacon Tonielli is good.
yeah,
Marlon Klein is decent.
Yeah, I listen. Mark, when Max Clare went to Ohio State, I really thought we could have landed Max Clare. But man, when Ohio State gave him that offer, he was like, boom, because he is an Ohio guy, and Max Clare, he was the number one transfer portal guy in the tight end. I really wanted him to go to Michigan. He would have been perfect. But it is what it is. You just have to develop your players, I guess, if you can't get your tight end or in the portal.
for
That's
sure.
what we have to do.
Yeah.
We have to develop
We,
our guys,
we,
man.
we have great tight ends. The tight
Tave's
end
still upset
situation.
about Olesh.
Yeah. I'm heartbroken, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that
No,
hit hard. That hit
listen,
hard.
I'm just shocked he went to Penn State. I thought he was going to go to Oregon, dude. Like, it just came out of nowhere, Penn State, because looks like he listens to his dad. He's a good son, I'll say that, listening to his dad.
I mean, but
Uh,
to be fair, if you're looking at Tyler Warren this year and the
yeah.
creative ways that they've gotten him the
Yeah.
football,
No, I
that's probably
agree.
appealing to some kids.
I agree.
You,
And, yeah, go ahead.
you want that to happen though. If his heart's not there, it's going to
Right.
happen next season. So like you
Yeah.
want that kind of stuff to happen, even though it looks bad on the front end. You want that kind of stuff to happen because if he's not going to do it, he's not going to do it.
Yeah,
So
that's a fact.
and we
Great
do
throw
have
and catch there.
yeah. We have a deep tight end room. Deacon Tonielli, Marlon Klein. Uh,
Yeah.
who else?
Priestcorn, Hogan Hansen.
Yeah.
Priest Corn
Hogan
is hurt.
Hansen, Max
Hogan
Bredesen, technically. Max
Hogan
Bredesen.
Hanses is a stud. Eli Owens is going to fill right in with the H
Right. I
back
feel like he's gonna be
after.
more Bredesen than
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
after
No, I agree, Maze Man, because he's not that tall and he's just
yeah.
much bigger. He's more like bulky. He's 245, 6'1". That's a really short for a tight end. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
he's going
So
to be a stud though. He's going to be a stud.
you
You
Right.
think?
wait.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know,
After
but I don't know much about him. So yeah.
And
after
he's the guy that wants
Bredesen,
to be here. He's the guy that's been, recruiting for Michigan and everything is Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. So yeah.
Yeah.
it's good for the locker room too. Like when Bredesen leaves, you're gonna need that guy.
Right.
All Bredesen does is like take concussions every play. That's what he
Yeah.
does, and he's
Yeah.
good at doing it, and he doesn't get hurt. So that's what you need as a leader in the type of offense that we want to run. And Eli Owens is that guy.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be amazing if he shows the same sort of durability that Bredesen has.
Yeah.
Plus, he's
Um,
got an upside on the athleticism.
for sure. Timeout. Notre Dame has driven down the field. They're threatening to score again.
Let's go.
Score is 10-10 right now. We'll see what happens. They're doing a good job of keeping Penn State off balance right now with the mixing in run
Yeah, they is.
and pass. Yeah.
Bro,
Same here.
I live in Chicago area, Greater Chicago. So, dude, all like people are going crazy. There are so many bandwagons in Notre Dame. I go to sports stores and literally people are asking, "Oh, Notre Dame merchandise," and it's just all sold out because it's such a bandwagon damn fan base. Notre Dame, it's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Such a bandwagon fan. Well, probably even worse than like Michigan, Ohio State, and these type. You know, like
Right.
just crazy Notre Dame fans are. You know. And like most of the fan base, they're not even religious, dude, bro. They're just not. I'm telling you, I meet some of the Notre Dame fans because Chicago is actually like a melting pot for Big Ten.
For
But
Big Ten, yeah.
believe it or not, dude, Notre Dame runs Chicago. Believe it or not, right? It used to be. They used to call Chicago Notre Dame of the West back in the day. They have the most alumni, everything. And it's just like some of these fans, bro. They don't even go. Like it's fine if you don't go there, but like, bro, they're not religious. They drink. They sleep with who knows how many people. It's just like they do all the drugs. It's like, and then they call Notre Dame fan, "Oh, I'm religious, I'm Catholic." Like, screw them, honestly.
Real quick, Jack Sawyer's Tears. I wouldn't mind for Coach. Man, this is a good one. This is really good. I like either one of the coordinators for the Lions. I take Aaron Glenn in a heartbeat. I take Ben Johnson. I think who else do I like? Todd Monken.
Yeah.
I like Todd Monken. It's kind of the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, even though I think he's suing the NFL right now. That probably isn't gonna happen. But yeah, it's a couple names out there. For GM, I don't know, man. I like a dude. What's the guy that's on ESPN? Bald guy was like in the front office for the Giants for some years, I think.
Yeah, no clue.
Man, I can't think of his name right now, but he calls games too. I can't think of his name, but I like him for GM.
Did you hear about like McCarthy Vikings
Louis
trade?
Riddick.
Like Raiders,
Louis Riddick, thank you.
Raiders getting McCarthy. Did you hear about like if Vikings want to trade and
Mike McCarthy?
There's articles
you
of
mean
all Raiders
JJ
gonna trade
McCarthy.
for McCarthy. There's like
Yeah. We've seen that. We've made fun. We've poked fun at Kinetic for that.
Oh my god, Kinetic, bro. Kinetic is like all shitting his pants.
Louis
right
Riddick is absolutely who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, Kinetic's the McCarthy fan. I don't even consider him a Vikings fan. I'm sorry. He just started liking the Vikings because McCarthy's on the team.
What?
Yeah, because he was a Titans fan, bro. He literally
was he? I didn't know that.
He went to Titans games, and then he said when McCarthy went to the Vikings, that was my fandom. That's literally what he told me.
Damn it.
Yeah, man, he's a McCarthy fan, which is fine. Like it's like being a LeBron fan, bro. Like people are LeBron fans. They don't have a team, and let Kinetic be a McCarthy fan. That's fine by me, you know.
Wow.
What's wrong with Kinetic, man?
No, I'm just saying, like he's saying he's like a true Vikings fan, and so I love Kinetic. All right, but like I'm just saying, like he's really not a true Vikings fan. He's a McCarthy fan. You know, he's only following if McCarthy went to a different team like Giants or Raiders. Oh, Kinetic will be a Raiders Giants fan just because of McCarthy. You know.
All right. Looks like Notre Dame's got a pass interference.
They did. I think both of the pass interference calls on both teams in the red zone were pretty cheap.
I mean, he had his hands on him.
Yeah, but they were both hand fighting. The other guy's trying to push off too. I mean, I get it. It is work. It is, you can throw a flag there, absolutely. I'm just saying it was cheap, and the holding call on the other end I thought was cheap too.
Oh, I'm trying not to be in the future.
That's a strong run. They had this guy tackled like 3 or 4 times. That's strong. By the way, Notre Dame has just taken the lead. James Franklin is James Franklining right in our face right now. And it's disgusting. Fourth quarter, 14 minutes left. Notre Dame just went up 16-10. Extra point will make it 17-10. This is 17. This will be 17 unanswered points by Notre Dame, by the way. The second half, they've just been a different team. And it looks like Keegan is going to be right here after halftime. This Notre
That's
Dame
my
team
Han
has come
Solo.
out
It's like the two fingers, right?
with some vigor.
All right. So if Notre Dame wins,
Yeah.
can they beat Ohio State?
Yeah. I I don't know if you've been watching, Keegan. The last couple of lives we've been talking about this. I said this Notre Dame team most closely resembles, of all the teams in the playoff. That's what I was saying. Most closely resembles last year's Michigan's team
That's
in the way
true.
that they run the football and play defense. I thought the biggest hiccup for them was the quarterback because he is not JJ McCarthy, right? Um, but he is pretty good. Shout out to my guy Taves the Kane has joined the live.
Oh,
But yes, to
Taves.
answer the
That's
question,
that's the first.
they
What's
can.
up, boys?
How you feeling, sir?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I wanted to ask you, do we give Dan Lanning back the tag of Diet James Franklin after that performance in the Rose Bowl?
Yes.
He certainly is. He certainly does get it back. Diet James Franklin. Um, and the real James Franklin is showing Diet James Franklin how it's really done.
That's exactly what my next point was going to be. It looks like James Franklin is staying doing James Franklin things here.
Still doing James Franklin things, man. This is unreal. They were up 10-0. And like I said, I've allowed now 17 unanswered points from Notre Dame.
Yeah, and they look like they had it under control in the first half there, man. Like,
It definitely looked that way.
yeah, when
But
you presented a great question to a Dallas fan on that last live when he came on. You said if they can't run the ball, will
mhm,
they be able to rely on Riley Leonard's arm to win the game? And I
yeah,
think the answer in that first half was certainly not because they couldn't run the damn ball. But it seems, I don't know, Jeremiah Love got a shot of cortisone or some deer antler spray or whatever. He's looking superhuman. He's back out there running the ball like a madman again.
right, yeah.
There's a new question, Taze. Can you rely on Drew Aller's arm to come back
Mm,
from behind?
That's an excellent question too, Keegan, my man. Like, it again, he seemed pretty comfortable in the first half there, but coming out in the second half, he kind of looks like he's lost out there. And I think it's tough because his only receiver seems to be like Tyler Warren. He's, don't get me wrong,
definitely.
great
He
player,
just
but
he just threw a 30-yarder.
yeah, exactly. Like, but and and again, it looks like James Franklin's getting away from running the ball. I don't know why they're not giving Katron Allen and Singleton some more carries, man. Like, you said this before. Like, is he gonna stay running the ball, or is he gonna get away from that? And I think we're seeing right now he's not really running the ball as much.
Absolutely. That was a nice designed play. Notre Dame did a good job of sniffing that out. But I actually like the design of that play there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that point, Taze. I think they should take a more traditional playbook and just see if they can run the ball and go play action. But
Hmm.
um, I don't
Oh,
think they're
good.
going to beat
Good
Notre
key.
Dame. I think the quarterback's going to go nuts. Notre Dame's quarterback is just going to go nuts in this second half. He already scored a touchdown.
That was a
So,
smart keep there by Aller.
That was
yep.
gonna say they need some more of that right there, man. Like,
So are we giving Drew Alar love now, or are we still hating on him? Because it looks like he's probably a top 5 quarterback pick.
Coming into next year, he's certainly a top 5 quarterback, right? Um, I never like, I don't know, like I don't hate Drew Aller. That was a hold they got away with. But I think James Franklin has held Drew Aller back more than anything. And I feel like that's a cop out in a certain way, but until James Franklin proves otherwise, a lot of the blame for the shortcomings of this Penn State team and the Penn State teams of the past has to lay on at his feet.
Yeah, and like Johnny said, like I think Drew Aller, as good as he can look sometimes, he's still got like he says with Will Howard, he's still got some of that bonehead in him. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
it, that's
And right on cue, you guys wanted
now they
some more run.
now
You
they
get
run in the
more
ball
run.
and they
Yeah.
move the chains exactly.
This is a good answer. This drive right here is an excellent answer to what Notre Dame just did. Now, granted, they have to pay it off with 7. That's a
100%.
definite hold. Back-to-back plays, they probably got away with holds.
Ooh,
But yeah,
Yeah, Kane, you bring up some good points. Yeah, man. Steven is the king.
oh,
I don't know who knows that guy, but he's a young man.
the,
That guy is a beast. And
I thought he
somebody
was
needs to get him on their
100%.
channel. He's probably got a law degree.
Dude, he has me howling sometimes, man. He said he's from Alabama, or so. I know he's from Alabama. I thought he was much older. I
No.
thought
That
yeah,
we got to
he is
find
from
out.
Alabama.
that dude probably has a law degree already.
But dude,
He's a smart guy.
100%. Like he brings up some great points, and dude, that thing with Jordan Baker and Garrison, that was killing me. But that Ohio State
Yo,
in Johnny's stream, Jason, when he was like, first of all, when he's like something about that team up north, and then I love my alma mater, and Steven cuts him off and said,
Oh,
just say Michigan. I started fucking excuse my French. I started howling, man. And then he's talking about Ryan Day has the blueprint, and Steven
yo,
just up and oh my.
yo, no, absolutely. Real quick, one great red zone run deserves another. And Penn State answers Jeremiah Love's great effort with one of their own. So we got a game, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like it's going to be 17-17. This thing, business just picked up.
There they go, getting some runs, and look what it does. Put 7 on the board.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find
I'm
an
surprised we
extension
haven't
cord.
seen Steven tonight. I don't know where Steve is. Shout out my guy DK, touchdown Penn State. DK all day.
Yeah, where's Maniac and the usual crew?
I don't know. This wasn't like a planned thing, so I didn't
No,
like
you can't.
schedule it or anything like that.
He's kind
So I don't know
of,
what they probably have things to do tonight.
yeah, no,
Ryan's
man.
running out of clean draws.
I'm excited for the squad next year. I hope they give Bryce the opportunity to start, and if he falters or if the offensive line is not up to par for whatever reason, they got to take him out. Mikey Keene is there, but I don't like y'all been saying. I think Bryce is different.
Yeah, yeah.
Bryce is different. He ain't no regular freshman. What came out of camp last year and sort of the smoke and mirrors I think went on with their confidence in the quarterback room. I don't think that's going to be the case with what they're saying with Bryce, that he's ready. And look what he said after the game there. He's saying it's my time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He's got that swagger. He's got that confidence. So I think he's gonna ball out.
Yeah, I agree 1000%. And you're
I disagree with that.
What's
I
that?
don't like that. I don't like the Jordan Marshall, Bryce Underwood exchange. Like you gotta grow through it, and they haven't. Like, I know the first take is they have to like really want it, but to me, it's just nothing because there hasn't been any adversity.
Hmm.
So to me, it's just words. So um, yeah, I like it, but like it doesn't mean anything to me.
Right, and like Kinetics pointed out, there's gonna be growing pains with freshmen, no matter what. Like he's not. I'm not expecting the dude to come out here, sling the ball for 300 yards every game.
Yeah.
No interceptions, but you know, for example, with DJ Lagway, wasn't he? He was the number one recruit overall in his class, was he not?
Yeah, I think on certain services for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a great comparison to make between those two, but I just think Bryce is a tier above
Hmm.
that sort of elite recruit, that he'll be capable, especially if Chip Lindsey comes in, and we're not relying on slinging the ball all over the field. He's going to have Jordan
Some
Marshall
balance, right?
Gaines to run the rock, and they plug some of the holes in the offensive line there. Or Andrew Sprague looked great. Evan Lang, to his credit, towards the end of the year, looked light years ahead of what he looked like at the beginning of the year.
That's a fact. Yeah. Um. Yeah. No, Keegan. That's a fair assessment too. I think Dylan Raiola too. Dylan Raiola was number one on a couple services as well in terms of the best quarterback or whatever coming out of last year's class, and he started pretty much every game this year, I think. But
Yeah,
uh, it didn't come without adversity either. Um, but yeah. Oh, did we miss an interception?
yeah, we did.
Jesus Christ. Riley Leonard, Luke gonna
Yep.
lose the game for Notre Dame here. That's not great. And this is in Notre Dame territory. This is a big turnover. This is a game changing turnover right here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So
Yeah,
um, yes, I do believe Bryce Underwood is um, obviously that guy, and
Hmm.
I do believe that Jordan Marshall is obviously that guy.
Yeah,
But do you have the success without going through the JJ McCarthy, the Blake Corum? Like there's things that you go through
yeah,
that you couldn't go through without adversity.
yeah,
100%.
And like the words, like that Sharon might have spit in Underwood's ear, like you're next or whatever. Just imagine when you're here, whatever. Or Jordan Marshall, like it's my time now, whatever he
hmm,
said.
hmm,
Like that doesn't mean anything to me.
yeah,
Go out there and get your ass kicked by life and then prove yourself. That's
yeah.
what matters to me.
For sure.
Jordan Marshall more so than Bryce Underwood at this point. Uh, at least played a football game, right? As much as I'm not gonna get on the bowl thing because people were hating me for my take on the bowl game. Uh, but the point is he went out and I think what did he get 30 carries, something crazy, 100 yards against a
23 carries at 100 yards.
tough,
Like,
Yeah.
Alabama defense, guys flying around. They were hitting too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like they treated this like a game that didn't matter. But I also understand what you're saying, Keegan. Um, and to that point, JJ and Blake and those guys, the Don, they went through the adversity of losing to Georgia in the playoffs, losing to TCU in the playoffs, staying on the field.
Oh,
JJ specifically, those guys stayed on the field to
oh,
watch those teams celebrate. Oh my God, what was that?
dude, both these quarterbacks have a little bonehead in them right now, man.
What was that?
Like them.
That guy was quadruple covered, and he threw the football anyway. Are they about to get let off the hook here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo. Listen, whatever, pick the flag up. They deserve no. He deserves to have that interception on his record because that was an awful decision. Did you see how many white jerseys were surrounding that guy?
Oh man, that's a weak call, man.
Oh, that's very weak. I mean, the dude got there. He made some contact early, but he had his hands up. I think he just needs to turn his head, and that's not a call. That's weak.
Big
That's
12
weak.
referees. That's why they referee the Big 12.
Wow, that's
Yeah, that was weak in a playoff game, tied 17.
people are throwing things on the field now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
They're throwing cans of beer on the field now, boy.
Listen, they should be upset. I would be upset.
100%.
Yeah. Drew Aller just made a horrible decision right there to throw that football.
Yeah, the Rudy fans have a right to be upset there for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, the point I was making is those guys, there's a great photo of JJ and the Don and I believe Andrell Anthony on the sidelines watching Georgia celebrate that victory. They did the same watching TCU celebrate a victory. So
yeah,
they went through it to finally, have the season they had last year.
Yeah, and it would have been nice to keep Kenneth Grant around. I know there was some talk about keeping KG, but
yeah,
you're going to go first round in the league, man.
It's hard to turn that down, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was G Boulder that said it. The Niners. I'm a Niners fan. Mania. If Jake Moody's been he's been pretty tough for us. I tried to root him on, man, but I want him to get one of these Wolverines in the first.
He's had a rough, it's been rough for him. Touchdown, by the way, Penn State. Singleton is running hard. That's back-to-back times now in the red zone. They've given it to him. Touchdown, Penn State. And they're back up.
Yeah.
Somewhere, Dallas fan is throwing a fit, especially after that call. I wish he or Ryan would call into the show. I'm gonna text one of them.
Yeah, the clicker probably flew across the room after that flag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man,
I
just don't want Penn State or Ohio State to win the national championship.
Signed picture of Mason.
That's great, man. I like that.
Framed up. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You said you don't want what was that, Keegan?
I don't want Penn State or Ohio State to win the national championship.
No, I'm with that. No. But I don't want Notre Dame to win it more than I don't want Penn State to win it.
That's something too.
So far,
I don't even know how to assess my feelings about all this.
I know, right?
I don't want any of them to win it.
Yeah.
Texas, maybe that's fine.
Right. Maybe, right. Because I still want to be able to say to Texas fans, are you still back?
Did you see Sarkisian molest that kicker before he missed that
kick? I did.
Why?
And that kicker went out and promptly missed that kick.
I was a receiver in high school, but I also kicked. Do not mess with the kicker.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
So, if in an honest moment, I think that was more about the cinema of it for Sarkisian, right? Like
do.
I
Yeah.
think he did that because he thought that guy was going to make that kick, and if he makes that kick, then this looks like it looks a lot better than it does, after he missed it for sure.
110.
Yeah,
That was gamesmanship.
yeah. Gee, we are on the same page here. The worst possible scenario for me as a Michigan fan would be for Notre Dame and Ohio State to play for a championship.
That's
Worst
fair.
possible situation.
Where's Big G? Get Big G on here.
I put the chat is in there, G. I mean the link is in there in the chat. Anybody who wants to come on up, come up. But yeah, man. This game has had a lot of twists and turns. I think that pass interference call was massive. That's going to be talked about for a long time, because especially if Notre Dame ends up losing this game, that one's going to be tough to swallow. Pause.
100%.
$17-24. Notre Dame about to get the ball back. So far, my parlay. Let me see what my parlay is looking like. See if we're still intact here. We are. All right.
And let me know if you're ever looking for some picks for hockey. I got you, boys.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, man.
Yeah, wings are 500, buddy. I got you.
Yeah, you're just right. You're right with that. Okay.
Yeah, 5 in a row, right?
Yeah, you got my
Nice.
boy Patrick Kane on there, but I can't say I'm the biggest Red Wings fan, but man, you guys should be doing a lot better than you are.
Oh, well, what kind of fan are you?
I'm a Blackhawks fan, dude.
Well, Kane is on the Red Wings.
That's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of rooting for the Red Wings, man. I want to see them make the playoffs because I want to see
Yeah.
playoffs, but
Don't hold your breath.
hey man, they're in a tough division. You guys are in a tough division with like
Yeah,
Boston,
they're
the Leafs.
they're 500 and like second to last.
That's the thing.
Wow. Man, I remember. Man, weren't the Red Wings like good like in the 90s, right?
Oh yeah.
Dude, they made the playoffs for what was the key in 20, 25 straight years. Like they were dominant. They won
That's
back to back.
crazy.
Yeah.
I remember the Blackhawks being a pretty good team too. You guys won a cup not too long ago though, right? Yeah.
We won one in 2010, 2013, 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were the golden days. Yeah, I would smoke you in 25 though.
NHL. You think so?
I think so.
You think so? Well, I don't know about that. I don't
How
know about
big a boy
that.
are you?
A Blackhawk fan rooting for the Wings. Never thought I'd see that.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't do verses. I play defense on OTP sometimes.
That's the
Nice.
I used
yeah,
to be a top player, but I don't play anymore.
yeah. The 5v5 when you're like locked into your players, like it's a fun mode to do on NHL.
Mm.
Yeah. I just did the team stuff. Just crush
That's it.
forwards that thought they were good.
Yeah, I saw what Jack Pierce said there. I love Michigan. I love watching Michigan hockey too. I cheer for Michigan. I watch basically every game here. I'm only 40 minutes from the Port Huron border with Michigan, so I'm very close to Michigan. So
yeah,
I go to Detroit to watch a lot of games. So yeah, I'm pretty locked into the sports team there. But yeah, I don't mind the Red Wings. I don't mind the Red Wings. They're in our division for a long time. Fun to play against, man. Datsuk. I don't want to get into hockey too much because we're trying to watch some football here. But
no, it's cool, man.
No,
That
you
was a
guys.
good play by.
I was trying to make it down for a spring game. I'm definitely getting tickets to either the Wisconsin game or the Western
Okay.
Michigan game. That'd be my first
Yeah,
game at the Big House. But
very nice.
yeah, I'm gonna try and make it down for the spring game as well.
Definitely. If you come down to the spring game, man, we're all gonna be there. You know, like I said, Johnny, guys from the Voice of College Football, Michigan, me, Maniac, Kinetic. Should be a good time.
Yeah, man, it'd be great to meet you guys in person.
Absolutely.
I would love to do that. I'm all the way down
Yeah,
here in
man.
South Florida.
Oh,
Oh
you're in
yeah.
South Florida, eh? Yeah.
It's
I'm
a hard life, man.
it's a hard life.
There's worse fates out there, man.
That's for sure.
How far are you from A2, M3?
I'm in the DMV.
Yeah.
So I'm you know, I could drive and it'd be probably 9 hours, but I'm definitely not doing that. My plan is, you know, Marmar, who is also like a fan of the channel, he lives in my hometown of Dayton now. So
Oh,
I've got a couple plans working. Like I could fly in, me and
There you go.
Maniac, who are both on the East Coast, could fly right into Detroit, which we might do. Or I could fly, or I was thinking about going to Dayton, you
Oh,
know, seeing family, and then riding up with Marmar. We'll see what happens.
yeah. Keegan, you have to come up with Johnny or something.
Right?
You
Yeah.
guys are both in Florida there.
Oh yeah, Johnny is in Florida.
Johnny would be flying.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I'm about an
Yeah.
hour from Johnny, but he would be flying. It's too far, man.
Yeah. I'm about 2.5 hours drive to Ann Arbor from
Okay.
where I am.
Yeah.
So it's not too further than the Port Huron border, but
That
Hey,
was a great move by Jeremiah Love.
if Johnny wanted to fly and it were cheaper,
Yeah.
I would roll.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I doubt it is.
Notre
So far
Dame
away.
there's
answers
the
the
response.
bell. 54-yard receiving touchdown for Notre Dame. This game has business is picked up in this game.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty cheap to like fly within the United States there, isn't it?
No.
It
No.
depends
It's
on
not
the
cheap to do
airline.
anything in the United States right now.
That's also a fact.
If you
Yeah.
guys come up here up north,
Well, you guys
every
might
time.
become the 51st state here.
Oh,
Hey
don't
man,
do
give
that.
us your taxes, your
Yeah.
shipping costs, and all that stuff.
I'm not
Oh
I'm
my.
board.
engaging in this conversation.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
on board.
Let's not do this. That's crazy.
Uh,
But what a great play.
that was
Yeah,
great.
no, that was great. Now the corner looked like he fell right off the line, but
Yeah.
Great House made a great catch and run afterwards.
Oh man. I'm surprised they didn't
Shout
go
out
for
to
two.
Jamar Pennyman. Go blue. What's good, sir?
I know you guys were touching on it a little bit earlier, but
DK. Oh yeah, that was another plan. DK, we could yeah. It's gonna be a great time, man. It's gonna be a
DK,
lot
nice.
of people there. G is gonna be there.
All right, G.
Big G.
Ryan's gonna need a post game IV. That's hilarious.
That's it. So the spring games, you just kind of go in and pick your seat. Eh? There's no tickets or
Right, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Man, I would love to go to that.
Kind of first come, first serve. I'm sure the line is gonna be massive. There's gonna be a lot of people there to see
Yeah.
Bryce Underwood, honestly. But yeah.
Yeah, you think Texas has a shot tomorrow at beating Ohio State?
Yes.
I do, yeah. I think they have a shot. I still think they are fairly the underdog, but
Yeah,
They definitely have a shot tomorrow. They have to play. They got to keep the ball away from that offense. They can't get down and then try to get back into the game because then you become even more one dimensional. Um, things have to go right for them, but I think they have a shot.
yeah, man. They got to bracket Jeremiah Smith, man. they can't let him
Can't
get.
let that guy break the game open. Yeah.
No, you want to make Carnell Tate beat you, fine. You want to make it Ibuka beat you, that's fine.
Hmm.
You know, don't
Yeah.
don't let that boy get loose.
Because those guys, I think you still, and not to say they don't have game breaking ability,
For sure.
but
5-star
it's
wide receiver.
certainly not the same as his. Um, and I feel like you're matriculating the ball down the field, if you will, more so if it's if it's with those guys.
Yeah,
Ohio State is a good team, but they're a great team. But the offensive line is a problem. And
right.
if you can get through, you can penetrate, get pressure on the quarterback while containing the receivers,
Hmm.
that's a win.
Hmm.
And as long as you can score against the defense, that's all that it is. That is
Yep.
the only thing that game is. And that's the only thing that matchup with Ohio State will ever be. You have a weak offensive line, get pressure on the quarterback, contain the receivers, play slow football, contain, give up yards if you have to, and let them lose the game.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy. You can easily beat Ohio State.
Yeah. So this is a big drive for Penn State. If I'm James Franklin, you can't give the ball back here. You gotta
No.
run the air out of the football here. Uh, try to make sure that you have it last. Is the game plan here?
Is James Franklin going to ruin the game?
Probably. Uh, that's a great. It's a great chance that he does.
Oh man.
But yeah, just notice almost 6,500 subs, 10 away. If you ain't a subscriber now, it's the time. Shout out to Dom. You're absolutely right. By the way, if you're here, hit the like button. Share this with your friends on social media and Abound. Let's get into it. All right. Last drive, big drive here again. Um, for
Screen.
these guys.
To become a member, support M3.
All
Definitely
right. All right.
become a member. We got some new by the way, this is a great opportunity to bring this up. We are going to be doing personalized emojis for people who become the member in the highest tier. Uh, so be on the lookout for that. Marmar has his own personal emoji now. Um,
Oh,
you can also have your own personal emoji.
All right.
That look like a face mask.
yeah. Marmar's my guy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
live right now on with TJ on Voice of College Football.
yeah, he
I
gets
think he
up.
was the guest tonight.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I'm gonna have to give that a watch later because Marmar's always bringing the fire.
Definitely. Let's
Oh,
see what we got.
what a great block by the running back.
Yeah, he's been picking up the blitz well all night, honestly. Drew
Yeah,
Aller
really good block.
can't get
Like,
to the
short.
first down. Of course he can't because he's Drew Aller. So exactly what I said couldn't happen is about to happen. They are giving the ball back to Notre Dame because they are inept.
Yep.
James Franklin, if James Franklin loses this game, they have to fire him. I know he won 2 playoff games. Fire James Franklin. He's never going to be able to do it. If you want to be the runner up every year, keep James Franklin.
You're about to see the mobile quarterback.
Jesus, Horatio Christ. Texas better win, and I don't like them. That's a fact. Texas better hold it down.
I hate that we have to root for Texas.
Is Marmar's emoji a cigarette? No, it's not. It's actually pretty dope once you see it. TJ is absolutely bananas. TJ is he's hilarious. Drew Allard just not ready for the NFL. I agree with that. He needs another year. I think he's coming back, right? He's coming back.
He said he was coming back about a month ago or something.
He's about to get outdueled by Riley Leonard here. That's insane.
Never know.
That's fair. That's fair. You never know. Riley Leonard, as Johnny would say, could make a bonehead play here.
Yeah.
He's still got to do it.
Penn State's defense is no joke this year. Like they're just like last year, even when we ran the ball on them 32 straight times. Shout out to Blake. Their defense is good. If they can get the stop here, get the ball back, or just send this game to overtime.
Right.
I think Notre Dame's got it in the bag, man.
Like the soft.
Yeah.
Maybe a Franklin Locker stuffing way. Yo, we definitely need to create a stuffing James Franklin in the locker video for sure.
100%.
That's a cool looking cat, man.
Yeah, it's my the little tortoiseshell cat here. Her name's Cheeks.
Cheeks.
Yeah, my roommates named her when we got her.
Nice. Watch Riley Leonard throw a pick six. Oh, that would be poetic. That would be.
Wouldn't it?
That'd be great.
Not gonna happen.
That wouldn't be great for Keegan, but for me, that would be excellent.
I'm not betting, man.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I used to play poker, man. I was a good poker player. I
believe that. You got a poker face.
I got beat at the boat. I was suckering people, getting them in all night.
Right.
I got beat by a runner royal flush. And I was like,
what?
All right.
Never play again, yeah.
I'm done. I could have been a professional poker player.
Crazy.
Never again.
Yeah, that's a sign.
DK hates cats. Only cat he likes is between her thighs. You know what, DK?
Oh, DK, come on, man.
I like cats. I like cats more than dogs, and I'll explain it. This is probably blasphemous. I hate the fact that dogs are so wanting to please you. You know what I mean? You get your dog, you come home, he's wagging his tail, he wants, you to love on him and stuff like that. And a cat, he doesn't care as long as there's food in the bowl, clean litter box, whatever. I can show some affection, but I don't need to. Whatever.
Like this, man.
Don't try to overly impress me. All right, I don't like that. Get out of here. You're trying too hard. Dogs are tryhards. I don't like it.
There's something wrong with you, man.
Exactly. High maintenance, man.
You have something wrong with you.
Your dog needs to be taken outside and walked and stuff like that. Your cat, he takes care of his own business.
You're talking about a poor dog that loves you versus a cat that's gonna like kick over your lamp in the middle of the night because you're not paying it attention, and that's who you love.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen,
What is
I
wrong
think I
with you,
like
man?
the independence of the cat. The cat doesn't. You don't necessarily like the dog. Like wants to make you happy. He appreciate. Don't get me wrong. Like not appreciate isn't the word.
Let's go on about the dog. He
Yeah, yeah. He wants
appreciates
to make you
you.
happy.
Yeah, let's go
He
on with the
like
good stuff.
wants treats. He's begging. You know all
Yeah,
of these things. All the things that
and
I
then the
don't
cat.
necessarily care for. And the cat is like, listen, you can give me food, right? That's great. Or you can just open the back door. I'll go out and get my own food. You know what I mean? Your dog, you let your golden retriever out, he's dead. Give him a week, he's done. Your cat out there, he could have been a house cat for 30 days. I mean, for 12 years. You let him outside, he's fine, right?
Thriving.
He'll be
That's not the
okay.
same argument though.
It's not the
Because
same argument, but it speaks to the independence of the cat.
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Cats are very good killers.
absolutely. They're made for that.
Somebody got hurt.
Yeah, some cats like to cause trouble, like Keegan said. They kicking over, knocking
Oh no,
stuff
absolutely.
over.
Listen,
But
my
she,
cat's an asshole.
that's like my cat's amazing, man. She like climbs,
Uh,
sleeps right beside me, and loves to be in the lap. Very sweet, loves to be pet, man. Loves her belly rubbed.
Oh
Like,
gosh.
G said I wouldn't even date a woman who has a cat.
gee, come on, my man.
I'm with G.
Gee,
Yo,
Keegan, come on, my man.
that's hilarious. Listen, I'm not that person. Like, if you have a dog, I'm okay with it. Just whatever. And by the way, I don't hate your dog. I will say this: small dogs are pointless. I do hate small dogs.
That's small yippy dogs can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
That is just it's a fashion statement, and I hate it.
no.
But big dogs, okay, I understand it. Like, even if they don't
What'd you
necessarily
say about me?
protect the home, they can give the idea that they are fierce, right? Somebody might think twice about doing something to you if your big dog is there. But the little Yorkie, that's a fashion statement. I hate that.
Yeah, that's
What?
right.
Here we go. Oh, we got
And
a problem with the Yorkies for. What's up with that?
It's a fashion statement. It's stupid.
too yippy, man. Too yappy. Someone comes to the door and they start barking and.
All right, so if I'm
But
a hot chick and I'm a fashion statement and I'm barking at you, come on, man.
Then I got to take the advice of Dom's father. They really just called a penalty on Penn State here. Hands to the face.
Hands to the face.
Good job. Good job, 28. Way to ruin it. Notre Dame getting closer and closer to the field goal range here.
My parents have Yorkies, so
I mean, it's okay for older people to have small dogs. I feel like that better suits their lifestyle.
Exactly.
yeah. I love dogs. I love cats. I love animals. I wanted to be a vet when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Just saying stupid stuff just for conversation, but
Yeah, no. I like all animals too. I'm a fan of animals. I forget the name of these cards, but when I was a kid, there was like a whole little it came like in a box, and they had cards and the bios of all these animals and their habitats and what they to eat and all of this stuff. And I was a big animal nerd back then.
don't lie, you were a
Pokemon.
dinosaur. You were a dinosaur nerd when you were a kid.
Oh, I think everybody in the '90s was a dinosaur nerd too.
No, they weren't.
You didn't like dinosaurs?
Yeah, I did. I'm saying
Okay.
that not everybody was that way.
Oh, that's fair.
And everybody loved that with the Power Rangers, the dinosaurs.
Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers were
Rangers.
awesome, bro.
Power Rangers are dope,
Maybe
man.
Dino Riders.
Megazords.
Power Rangers.
The Power
Third and
Rangers were
5.
excellent.
Third and 5. 59 seconds. We're talking
This
about
is
Power
a big
Rangers.
third down. This is the biggest third down of the game right here. 3rd and 5, 59 seconds. 24-24. Currently outside of field goal range. Biggest play of the game. If I had money on it, I'd say Riley Leonard's going to try to run this.
Oh, yeah, he ran it.
Oh.
Wow. Sacked. Penn
That's
State
what Texas has to do, man. They got to get some
with a
sacks
clutch
on.
defensive play.
That's a
You gotta get some sacks
long
on Will
field
Howard.
goal. 45. What is it?
There's no way they're trying a field goal from here, right?
62?
They're not trying this.
Maybe 62.
He got sacked at the 50. Nah, they're not trying this. There's no way.
No,
I would try it if I had the kicker for it. I think it's 62.
From the 49, that's a
49.
yeah.
if Zavada was on the sideline, I'd try it.
50, 60, 60,
That's Dom.
66 yarder.
Yeah, nah, they don't have this. They don't have it. Are they going to think about going for this?
No, they would punt
Okay,
it
all right.
if they don't have the kicker for it.
Yeah, let's try and pin him deep.
Wow. This game actually turned out to be a game. This is interesting. This is good. Better than I ever thought it was.
Looks like OT, boys.
Yeah, I couldn't see them taking any chances throwing the
I
ball.
don't know why not.
It's James Franklin after all. Because watch them try that, and then he throws a pick, and it goes
Edit
back.
your live stream podcast, turn it into content that can be posted on social media. Thanks. No hate. Only Zeus. Absolutely, man. Send me an email. uofmmadman@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let's chop it up.
Ooh.
This was a decent run on first down, huh?
Yeah,
Call
we'll see
timeout.
what happens.
Is this do you do all your editing for like your kind of shorts and the stuff that you do now? Do you do all that stuff yourself, M3?
I do it all myself, yeah.
Nice. How did you come up with your YouTube intro? That is no lie one of the best YouTube intros, and I'm upset. That is one of the best like little earwormy things I've ever listened to. Whoa.
Yeah. So, oh my
There it
God,
is.
I'm throwing this whole thing away. I can't believe he did that. Fire James Franklin. Fire James Franklin. Fire James Franklin. I'm sorry. I'm going to get to that in just a second. I can't believe this, though. This right here is...
That's going to be a kick. That's going to be a field goal.
This is uncanny here. This is... You just lost the game. That... Drew Aller just threw an interception at about the 40-yard line. Locker stuffer. Only Zeus. I'm gonna put it in the chat here. It's U of M Madman, but I'll put it here for you.
So right now it's a 56-yard field goal.
I just finished saying I couldn't see them trying to throw the ball or do something stupid like that, and he does it.
Wow, bro.
So
See, next.
it's on the 39. So 10 yards for the end zone, 7 yards for or 5 yard 7 yards for the hold. So it's
Wow.
17 yards added on to the end zone. So they're on the 39.
That's a 56-yard field goal from
56.
here.
Okay.
Are they trying to say he didn't catch this?
He caught it.
Yeah, that's a catch. Drew Aller with the biggest bonehead play of the playoffs, probably. Wow. He can't go back to campus after this. All right.
They
So
just
it looked.
took it.
Wow.
That's it. We're going to see a kick, and that's it.
Good job, Drew Aller.
That's terrible.
That's amazing. All right.
Well, they can't. They can't. So
They can't what?
they need a first down, or they can't run the clock out. So they're probably going to try to run the clock out anyway, and then they're just going to go for the kick. So both teams have 2 timeouts. They
Look at this
should
Penn State man.
what they should do. Ooh, yeah, they're going to want to try to get the first down here.
High
Okay.
snap.
So was that the 34?
So
Yeah.
what was James Franklin's record if they lose this game here? What was his record against
34.
top 5 teams? Like what? 0-7,
Oh, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
dude.
It's right now it's a 57-yard field goal.
Mm.
So they want this first down. They have 1 timeout. They should do an out or a crossing route. Or they can do a quarterback draw and then do the timeout. But they need to.
They have enough time to throw a crossing route in the middle of the field. But after what Drew Aller just did, maybe you don't want to put the ball in the air at all.
That's fair.
Damn, man.
Wow. Oh, this was smart. This
That's
was
ball
intelligent.
game.
That was intelligent there.
Yeah.
They want to get back in the middle of the field.
That's tough, man. What you want
Wow.
to do here is give it to the running back or the quarterback and run it right into the middle of the field
Yep.
and call a
Yeah.
timeout.
So they're saying
Okay.
just center it for the kicker and then,
Unbelievable.
hope he doesn't got that Jaden Fielding and
How much money you lose?
It wasn't much. I didn't I didn't put much on it because at the time I made the bet, they were like plus 110. I took that and the over on the points, which I got the over on the points, but looks like they're gonna lose this fucking game because they're stupid.
It's not over.
Unreal, bro.
And like they beat SMU. Great, SMU had a solid season, good for them. But they beat SMU and then they beat Boise. Like
Right.
it's not that
Hey,
impressive in the grand scheme of things. But
Yeah.
hey, Maze.
Yeah.
People miss pressure field goal kicks all the time. They do.
He said, "Told you, cats suck." Shout out to DK. That's a great. The timing of that was excellent. Freaking Nittany Lion. What the hell is that anyway?
Watch Notre Dame miss this field goal.
If Notre Dame misses this field goal, oh man! If ever Penn State needed a block,
No, stop. This isn't Lamar Arrington. Like, just let's just stop.
Abdul Carter,
No,
do your thing.
just the guy needs to miss it. Penn State's not going to block it.
Why didn't Freeman? Freeman needs to go out and have a personal conversation with this guy in the middle of the field.
it'll pull the start.
Oh, oh,
Oh man!
I don't have a lung.
41 yards. Let's see.
Huh? There you
Ooh,
have
they
it.
almost got there. They almost got there. You bums.
Yeah.
You losers. Look at James Franklin's face. I want to screenshot that face. James Franklin knows he's a loser. I'm a loser. That's what he's thinking to himself right now.
He's not done yet. He can still lose more.
Further lose. How can I ensure I lose at a more legendary level? This is incredible. Mm. All
That's
right.
great.
Look at that
Wow.
haircut, though. That is a nice haircut.
That face is gonna be a meme tomorrow. You know it, 1000%. Oh man,
Look at Drew out.
that's awesome.
Oh man. Hey, maybe the band is on the field. I don't know. I think James Franklin is not the guy.
James Franklin, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that. Um, wow. James Franklin never was gonna win this game. I should have known better.
Shame on you.
You really,
Yeah,
you really.
absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, James Franklin doesn't lose games that he's not supposed to lose. That's why I knew he was going to beat SMU. He was always going to beat Boise, but he was never going to win this game.
Well, to your credit, it was even.
Yeah.
And even Notre Dame was a favorite.
Yeah, they
Like
were. That, like I said,
yesterday.
when I made the bet initially, Penn State was plus 110, which means Notre Dame was the favorite initially. Yeah.
What is that?
Drew Aller hates Penn State, apparently. That's what that is.
What was that?
Drew Aller hates it here.
Oh, man,
Are you going to
go
do
transfer portal.
anything to try to win the game?
Wow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's a good ball. Oh,
What in the world?
it's over.
And Drew Aller can't even make that throw. God. All right. Well, Notre Dame beats Penn State in the Orange Bowl 27-24. James Franklin stuffed in a locker once again by a good football team. Jack Sawyer's tier already has the James Franklin face.
He's already got it. Let's go.
Nice. That's excellent, man. The internet is so fast. But yeah, to answer your question, Taves, I I I'm a big I love like music. I'm a big like hip hop music fan and stuff like that. So a bunch of like the things that you see early on um or in the channel period, like that music for instance is the instrumental music for a Lupe Fiasco song, Emperor
Okay.
soundtrack. Um which, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted that. But anyway, the so that's where that music comes from, and then that voice is just me and the things that I like to say, just the popular things that I say, you know, on the channel. I just put that together. The video actually, Ryan from Week Zero actually put the video together, right? That intro of JJ and all those guys. Ryan did that.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And then everything else I did, right? The I'm upset, all the text that you see on it, all that's me, but the actual video Ryan did. But yeah, man, and then the idea for I'm upset, right? The Maze Madman, all of this came from when I first started the channel. My idea, because I was so frustrated with Michigan and Michigan recruiting back in 2021, and then they start winning, so I had to pivot, right?
Yeah.
And I just kept the, you know, the branding of Maze Madman and all of that. But yeah, so even the I'm upset that comes from a Drake record. I don't know if it's you're a Canadian.
Oh
That's funny,
yeah. Big
but
Drake
yeah,
song.
he's
Yeah.
got the record where he's like, I'm upset.
Yes.
Tell me why you
50,000
mad,
on
son.
my
Tell me
head
why
is
you mad.
disrespect. Yeah, yeah. So that's a Drake thing. The I'm gonna tell him why I'm mad thing that comes from a Biggie skit. I don't know if you guys heard
Yeah,
that thing that plays at the
that's
end.
what it is.
Yep, it's a Mad Rapper. Mad Rapper was a skit they used. It was kind of taking shots at Tupac and Death Row. They had a mad producer and all of that too. So that's the history behind that. But anyway, it's that comes from a Biggie skit, and then I just kind of just meshed all of that together to, you know, get what I have here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's wondering if the I'm upset had a relation to the Drake track there.
Yeah.
I like
So you know what's funny is I used to just say that. So I would be playing like Call of Duty, right? And somebody would, you know, shoot me or whatever, I die. And I'd be like, I'm upset. I would just say it like randomly, like in
Oh
the
man,
chats and stuff, right?
where are you
Um,
dying?
yeah. So that's where that comes from.
Oh man, I like it.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for rocking out with me for this live. Taves the Cane, always a pleasure to have you on. By the way, maybe I should wait around for a minute because I'm sure Ryan, Dallas fan, they're not doing anything. They can hop on. Um uh Ryan just texted me. Uh he said he was pacing. His heart couldn't handle the game.
That's the thing. After that one pass interference call, I knew he was probably throwing stuff across the room, boy.
Great time.
But
But yeah,
congrats to him, though.
yeah, man, that was a good win for Penn State. I mean, listen, look at me, a good win for Notre Dame. Good win for Marcus Freeman, man. Somebody gave him an abacus after the first half, and he correctly had the right amount of players on the field. in the second half. Good job, man. 50% completions in the game losing interception for Drew Aller. That's hilarious. Flavor Flav in that intro. No Flavor Flav in the intro, unfortunately or fortunately. Thank you, Dom, as always, sir. We are going to have. Oh, here we go. Hey, man, I've emailed you. I also followed you on Instagram. Thanks. Chat later. Yeah, for sure. Only take a look. I'll hit you afterwards for sure. The Nittany Lions, man, trash. Drew Aller is trash. Yes, he is. That was probably the worst possible outcome that he could have from passing the ball. I think somebody brought it up that maybe they should just pack it up and take it to overtime. Taves, I think you might have said that, and they chose violence.
Take your chances in overtime, man. We saw what could happen with Arizona State and Texas there. How you kind of go back and forth and just kind of rely on your defense to get a stop. I figured they got the ball back, just get it to overtime. Why risk anything like that? And then you see what happened.
Yeah, man, that is insane. Notre Dame is in the college football national championship. How about that? That sounds disgusting, especially a year after Michigan won the national championship. Notre Dame is going to have a 50-50 chance to win the national championship.
It's all in Texas, bro. All our hope lies.
All our hopes lie with the Texas Longhorns.
What is
Steve
happening right now?
Sarkisian
Quinn
is the
What is
Ewers.
happening right now? All our
right.
hope is in Texas.
Steve Sarkisian is the only person that can save us. This is horrible.
Oh,
Steve
my
Sarkisian
hope
and Quinn
is
Ewers.
in Texas.
Wow.
Jeez, boys.
Damn it,
What is
man.
going on?
Yeah, this is a bad situation.
This is.
Situation just got real Shabba ranks for us. This is not great.
But Texas could do it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Wow. It doesn't look like Ryan or Dallas fan are going to join. Maybe they're too excited to join right now.
They're hugging their loved ones for sure.
Right. Probably saying all the Hail Marys that they needed to pull that off. But yeah, anyway, man, Tapes to Kane, appreciate you, man. Thanks for rocking out with us second half of this. Keegan, you are much appreciated. Thank you for joining the live tonight. To everybody in the chat, thank you. Be sure to like and share if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Until next time, man, you know the slogan. Stay angry, my friends. Yes, Dom, by the way, we are going to be live tomorrow. I have to do it because I dislike them so much. But yeah, until next time, stay angry, my friends.
Yeah, thanks for having me.